what is going to come our way. But I'll be damned if it's not going to be quite amazing. Flux, good to see you there. Are they really starting? Yes, Katie. At 11 p.m. my time, that's where it's going to start. Rattle James, good to see you there. So we got some time left before the actual release, before things hits the fan. Play a bit around, level our D4 character, and listen to some rumors around. I mean, we kind of figured out that more or less the new class is probably going to be a warlock or something warlock witch doctor adjacent, right? Everything else would be a surprise. And most importantly, what we also thought is an Amazon mercenary might come, because the new area is the Amazon region, right? The time in 2 hours and 12 minutes, James. The time is universal, right? The timer you see here applies to wherever you are in the world. That's exactly when it's going to happen. So don't even have to look at a clock anymore. Just look at the countdown, counting down. Now 6 minutes before this thing is over. Perfect timing, Pony. Brilliant, perfect timing. At least we could summon Duriel and probably nuke him. It's so surprising that we actually meet other players in between, because technically we're so far into this season, there's no reason why people would still be around in D4. Right? Kingo's good to see you there. I think doing Amazon Mark is probably the best way to bring Amazon. I mean, we are in the Amazon region, so we need to get something Amazon-ish, right? Because it would be weird to be in the Amazon region and not get something Amazon-ish. However, we know it can't be the Amazon class, because that would be the third martial class, right? We got Paladin, we got Spiritborn. So, I mean, imagine now them doing actually Amazon. That would be so odd, because why would we need another martial class over an actual caster? So there should definitely be some kind of caster coming. And obviously in the silhouette of the announcement, it certainly did not look like an Amazon. Right? So quite looking forward to that. Also, I mean, with the D2R update, if we actually get a new class 2 to D2R or a new act, that would be killer. An instant good reason to whip out Diablo 2 Resurrected again and go for another run through. I wouldn't mind. Right? Straight up looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a cultist disciple of something. I'm totally with you. I mean, we could be getting a disciple of Diablo, whatever, right? That actually does work for the good side. However, we could also get a Horadrim, because the island, the new Scobus, the new area, also has Horadrim bases in there, and the Horadrim were casters partially, right? They were wizards, they were sorcerers, so there could be some kind of last Horadrim, because there's also the Horadric cube coming, right? Not the Kineas cube, we're getting the Horadric cube difference. So I mean, that wouldn't be too far from what's possible, right? Marshall, I meant a fighting class, sir. We had Spiritborn, that's a melee class, and it was kind of like the monk, right? Then we had the Paladin, which is also a melee class. I mean, sure, obviously it can cast things, but yeah, it's more like a melee class, right? So what we're missing now is an actual caster class. A Horadrim would be a crazy new class. I mean, some kind of arcane, like, I mean, we have a sorceress, so we could get a wizard or something like a warlock, right? Someone who harnesses demonic energies for whatsoever. I mean, technically, a warlock would also fit, because we have a paladin, holy class, and then they give us a warlock, which is a evil class. Yeah, Horadrim warlock, something in that direction. Well, I mean, I'm sold. I mean, I'm sold anyways, right? It's not It's not like I need convincing to buy the expansion. I already did. I'm definitely going to be rocking that. There's no questions asked. For me, at least. Safe to go. But some people still need some convincing. At maximum life. I actually don't need, like, you know, better pants. I have good pants. Witch Doctor? Well, it's not going to be Witch Doctor simply because we have a Witch Doctor already, right? So if we get something, it's going to be Witch Doctor adjacent, right? Something like a Witch Doctor, but without it actually being a Witch Doctor. So that makes kind of, again, something Warlock-ish, kind of like a Warlock would be a Witch Doctor, right? I mean, they have very much overlap. You could also bring like some plague energies with you there, some whatever summons, you know. So just like the Spiritborn is actually a monk, right? I mean, let's be fair, it's not a monk, but it's, you know, it's a monk kinda, right? We're like, sure, all up for it. What a Demon Hunter. I mean, Demon Hunter could also work as, like, you know, kind of fitting to the Amazon island, but I don't know what the story behind Demon Hunters is, right? Like, I mean, you have Demon Hunters, like, which Diablo actually had the Demon Hunter in there? None, right? An actual Demon Hunter, because everyone is kind of like a Demon Hunter. That's where, like, how would that fit into the Scovis region, right? And then we could also get a corrupted kind of Amazon, different kind of Amazon, something that happened to an Amazon, right? Amazon that's now like a cultist Amazon kind of thingy. Wouldn't be impossible. But I really want to know if D2R, like, right? It's obviously going to be a massive content for D2R. Like, what can we expect there? Is it actually like new playable content? Is it like going to be something like a new class too? I mean, technically they have enough classes lying around. It's not like we don't have enough classes lying around. Diablo Immortal had the Blood Knight, if you remember. I mean, they could bring that to D2R, right? Surely. Yeah, it's going to be similar mechanically to a class in D3. Exactly. That's why we're looking at something like a Witch Hunter. Two vertical streams, yeah, they're both marked vertical, that's true. Thank you for telling me. I fixed it, so we don't have two vertical streams. Thank you, Tankenstein. Arcane magic, like an arcane orb. But what makes arcane magic different to our current sorceress, right? I mean, it's just same abilities, different name, if that makes sense, right? An arcane orb, lightning orb. You know, teleportation is kind of like arcane magic in itself, even though it's marked as lightning, right? But I'd say like teleportation falls under arcane too, at least in my eyes. So what is then arcane magic, right? What are you gonna do with it? I would say new Demon Hunter. As much as I would like something Demon Hunter-esque, I really want a caster. Is the 2-hour count for the Diablo live stream? The 2-hour count is the moment when I'm going to start seducing your mom, sir. I just wanted you to be pre-warned. It also coincidentally starts the Diablo 4 announcement, yes. But the first part is more important. Also, good to see you there, Hi-Res. Demon Hunter was in Diablo 3. See, I never played the Demon Hunter in Diablo 3, and I really have no, like, lore prevalence, how it could fit in the current thingy. Well, we gotta say that the Paladin kind of made sense with Lord of Hatred returning, right? I mean, the whole clip fit, like, thematically into the storyline, because you have Mephisto coming back, right? Mephisto's accurate, so the Paladin kind of, like, dusts off his armor and comes back to clap some cheeks. That was cool. Diablo 3 is probably my least played Diablo of all the Diablos. Like Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, right? That's the most played, 10 out of 10 easily. Diablo 3 least played. Diablo 4 most played. More than enough. More than too much, probably. Many more planned. I mean, we're not only getting to know, though, the new stuff, right? That's coming, which is really interesting, guys. We also get the whole roadmap. Because Diablo Immortal actually posted, like, a really interesting tweet. Like, I don't know if you've seen the one. Because Diablo Immortal told us, in not too many words. Here, let me pull it out. 30 year. Here. So this was the one from Diablo Immortal. So we got a new class emerges from the shadows, new regions, returning villains, and the full 2026 roadmap will be revealed. You better not write in that roadmap again. Boss powers. A pet as a reward. I mean, who remembers the old roadmap, chat? who remembers the old roadmap that they showed for Diablo, where it was like boss powers, chaos powers, a pet as a reward, and everyone looked at this and they were like, yeah, that's a terrible roadmap. I mean, seriously, I don't know what Diablo thought about that one. They're the worst roadmap I've ever seen of anything. But hey, there's always a first, right? D2R is getting a new act. Well, either it's a new act or it's going to be a new class or something in that direction. Because D2R is hinting at a major update. And they actually already 6 months ago said that the journey of D2R is not done, right? That what you have seen is not the end of what's there to come. And there have been already many hints from interviews, articles, where there was always something in that direction. There's actually more story coming, more something, as if, you know, there was content they never brought to D2R, and it's time to bring this to D2R now. Unholy. We'll know more in 2 hours. Diablo 4 is looking more and more like D3. Too much flashy, too much color. Some skins look more like from the anime game. I don't care about the skins. I mean, they're completely optional. You don't have to interact with them. I know people have like diverse opinions about skins, but right, it's not like you're forced to ever look at a skin or use a skin. That some of the mechanics are leaning into the Diablo 4, Diablo 3 direction. That's true. For me personally, for example, the Killstreak that's coming. A lot of people are against it, but I never played Diablo 3 much, so I never experienced the Killstreak much. Therefore, for me, that's kind of like, way cool, we're getting Killstreaks. That's an amazing, fun feature, probably, maybe. Why would they add something to D2R? Isn't it just a remake? I mean, Diablo 2 Resurrected is probably one of their most successful products, sir. That thing just has so many concurrent players still for such an old game. And it's absolutely worth the buy. I mean, if you've never played Diablo 2, Diablo 2 Resurrected is a 20 out of 20. It's probably one of the best remakes of all the, like, you know, there were so many remakes coming of so many different games. And D2R is, in my opinion, one of the most well-executed remakes. In terms of cutscenes, in terms of overall fidelity and everything. How hard will it be to start playing Diablo again after a long break? Actually quite easy, because they made the barrier of entry lower. So before, you had the problem that, for example, if you have played in Season 1 or in Season 0, and you came back, then you would struggle to, like, you wouldn't, for example, have all the statues of Lilith, you wouldn't have all the waypoints, like that kind of stuff, right? You would actually be missing out on discovery. If you, for example, come back with the expansion, the first thing you're going to do is the new campaign. So that's kind of cool anyways, right? You're going to start in, and then you're going to do the new campaign for leveling up into the new respective cool systems and or not. Plus, obviously, since we now have seasonal rank, which is a complete different thing to anything we've had before in terms of character progression, the character progression got more streamlined because it kind of tells you what to do step by step. So if you like don't know how to play anymore, right? If you have forgotten what to do at which point, you can go for your seasonal rank here right now, and it tells you, oh yeah, I mean, you gotta do the Hell Tide, you gotta do the Stronghold, you gotta do this and that. And that's for the whole, for the whole length of the game, right? It's giving you continuously, like, a little heads up what to do, where to do, when to do. Quite useful. Okay, why did he drop, like, 1 gazillion sigils? Someone explain. And we still have to defeat Tormented Urvar and claim his thingy, but I don't actually have the Judicator's Mask to claim that. So that's a bit sad. No, even if I wanted to claim the Urvar, I couldn't do this right now. Well, we still have to do this one to actually advance in seasonal rank, so... The show is probably going to be around an hour long, I reckon. See, this is, for example, now a capstone dungeon. Yes, they're back. And you have to go these capstone dungeons to improve your seasonal rank. Optimally, you would do the capstone dungeon as you progress through the story. I obviously decided to, well, not do that. And I went a bit further already without doing the capstone. So now I gotta go back and do a Torment 2 capstone that I'm obviously absolutely over-leveled for. But hey, at least it allows me to just blast through it without much consequences. Does it begin? Well, there's a countdown at the top, sir. A bit more 2 hours. Is the PDR? No, we played PDR and PDR was fun. The new season is going to be interesting, but it's nothing crazy. Bloodied items are not meaningful enough to do something mental for your build, so your build won't really get better with bloodied items. As the new killstreak mechanic is, though, interesting for the game, I think, personally. It's going to make leveling even more streamlined, even faster, which is good, I think. And if you're a good player, you get rewarded for killstreaks, right? That's like the fun part, for me personally, from this killstreak mechanic, because finally, you actually get something for being good. Right, often mechanics are aimed at the casual player, right? Because the casual player is the 90%. However, with kill streaks, actually the good player gets rewarded. Because if you're good at playing, if you're good at zooming, if you're good at killing, you get more experience, you get more rewards, you get more everything, you get more reputation, so you can progress faster. And that means if you're good, you're going to get better. And if you're terrible, then you have to get better to be good. So I like it. Personally. The Chinese leak for it didn't look like a demon hunter. Yeah, but how many leaks were actually legit? We've seen so many things now. The Chinese leak. We've seen the weird image that kind of looked like AI, didn't look like AI. Thing is, it could still be a demon hunter, but it could still be more like a caster demon hunter. I mean, we're obviously not going to get a second class that's similar to a class we've had already. I mean, let's absolutely be real here, chat. We're not going to get a witch doctor. We're not going to get a demon hunter. We're not going to get an Amazon. We're going to get something that is like that, but it's not like that. Right? Because we already got the paladin. Now imagine it's an expansion and we get 2 times an old class again. I mean, yeah. That wouldn't be cool, would it? As much as we love nostalgia, I mean, it's the new expansion of the new game. And yes, sure, everyone is happy about their paladin. That's fine. But please, for the love of God, don't give us like 2 new old classes, right? That would be kind of silly. See, now I have this completed, and I can actually advance my seasonal rank, and then I can claim all these cool rewards. It's amazing, and then I can advance my seasonal rank even further if I wanted to. Recycle content, though, and we also play it. Hey, I mean, I will definitely play what's there to come, as I just genuinely enjoy Diablo. Even if it turns out to be recycled content. I mean, the only difference is, like, obviously always the length of every season that there's to enjoy. If it's going to be a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right, of fun. And I'm already happy that they nerfed Paladin in Season 12. Because they kind of took it down and, like, moved it away from being a mandatory play. So Paladin is now similar strong to the other classes. But there still definitely needs to happen more balancing because, yeah. They might have overdone it with the Paladin nerf. Dragonkin the Vanished releases the same as Crimson Desert. How cooked are they? I think they're cooked no matter what. I mean, Dragonkin was kind of fun as an ARPG, but... I mean, it's going into a niche that's heavily dominated by Diablo and Path of Exile, right? Unless you bring something exceptional to the table or like a very low price point, something quite intriguing. I don't see you kicking off much fun. What's the timer for the announcement, sir? The 30 Years of Diablo announcement, where they're better, like, kill it. And I hope they're not teasering Diablo 5, because we really don't need that. Yet, right? I mean, Diablo 4 is barely out of beta. Imagine them actually announcing something in the direction of Diablo 5. Nah, please don't. What activities to grind for 300? Well, the boring part about the 300 grind is the actual 300 grind, guys, because with 283 you're halfway there. Okay, sir? 283 is halfway to... Okay. To 300. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what it is. I'm sorry. So you do pit. Let's say you can do a pit 100 in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Then you do pit 100 until you want to just jump from a bridge. My random recommendation is do not try to get 300 Paragon points. When I am the content creator and I have not gotten 300 Paragon points ever, and I will most likely never get 300 Paragon points. Because it's simply not fun, nor does it change the gameplay. I personally believe in like meaningful gameplay changes. The problem is that if the grind to 300 is the same as the grind to 280, the same as the grind to 260, is the same as the grind to, right? Why would I even bother if the grind is exactly the same? Nothing changes. Right? So that's what we're like, yeah, but why? What killed me about Seasons is the story goes away and can't be experienced by new players. I mean, Unholy, you can always play the campaign unrelenting of story, of like you do not have to play the story. You don't have to play the season, right? And at any given point, you could just interact with the campaign. Obviously, there's no reason to interact with the campaign because there's not really anything to be gained from it. We played Abiotic Factor. I've heard of it, but I've never interacted with it. So I pretty much know that it exists, and that's about it. Did I just get a helmet with 2 greater affixes? I think I did, Chan. Okay, what do we have here? Nothing what we need there. Remember, we get a helmet like with cult resistance. Bunch of one-handed weapons, but we already have that. A ring that's terrible. Mostly useless stuff. sad when you get like a bunch of useless things.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
You mean the season story? One of them features vampires. You miss it. Ah, so after season is over, that you cannot go through the seasonal story anymore. I see what you're saying. Yes, that's true. I mean, that's what makes seasons so special, as you say. If you miss out on a season, you're gonna miss out on what it had to offer, what it had to play, how it felt. So it's obviously a choice to be made, right? But so don't miss out on a season. Okay, we get the strength here up 25. Guess I have enough strength shenanigans to... Yeah, perfect. Woo! Finally, I had enough Paragon points to clap like every single thing. Okay, 300 in Season 11 just came naturally with farming layer bosses. Well, that's good to hear that you have been enjoying that. And for me personally, 300 is never going to happen. I can't imagine they'll ditch Hadriel. They will. It's already confirmed. Sanctification is going away. We might get something like Sanctification down the line. I mean, obviously it has shown that people like the Sanctification mechanic. Season 11 was one of the longer, more played season of people, which had me personally surprised. I did not expect so many people to play Sanctification this much, because I expected it to be too much of a grind. I personally also do still dislike the Sanctification feature. I am not a fan. And I'm not too fussed about it going away. I generally don't like these RNG upgrade mechanics that like you absolutely have no influence about, especially that it ends the items journey. Like you have tempering, you have masterworking, right? And you could keep temper and masterwork and keep re-rolling, so that's fine. But with Sanctification, it's kind of like, yeah, you sanctify the item and then it's over, right? I also don't like Val Orbing in Path of Exile, right? Where you corrupt an item after you're done. And it's pretty much down to, let's flip a coin. If it goes bad, it goes bad. Then we're screwed. The angels are so missed. Well, I guess the angels could be involved with the next expansion. I mean, there is End of the Day Mephisto on Earth, Akarat returned. They are in Scovis. That used to be also a bastion of Inarius and Lilith. So other angels might finally show their face again after Hadra has shown his face. I mean, I would personally assume that from this point on, we might see actually more of the angelic host once again. And that would be great. Because as you say, I miss the angels too. I think they're a fixed part of the story. On the other hand, the angels don't give a fuck. So if we all die, like whatever, right? I mean, the angels only want to do battle with demons, and humans are just in the way, end of the day. Right? Cannot forget that. We're just ballast. If we all die tomorrow, they don't give a damn. Tyrell gets too much love. I mean, Tyrell deserved all the love. Especially after he claimed the mantle of justice. It's like, bitches, I'm back. I'm justice now. Love our man. The future of Diablo 4 revealed tomorrow? No, in 2 hours, my friend. 1 hour and 44 minutes. That's not tomorrow. That's still today. At least in Germany. I'm not sure what time zone you're interacting with. For me, that's today. Case Armor was cool. Case Armor was probably the best thing they've done. And I won't even accept a single argument there. Case Armor, 20 out of 20. I love the lore drop. They totally abandoned us. Honestly, the story of Diablo is quite intriguing. Like the whole creation of the world sanctuary, how the angelic host works with like the world stone and the birth of angels, demons, lesser evils, the rebirth cycle of them as well, and then the Nephilim, how the angels really don't actually give a damn about us. It's probably my favorite part just about the lore, that we're just the most insignificant species. So it's pretty much demons versus angels, and they want to just have hot, steamy action 24/7. And, right? And if human gets involved, then that's like bad luck Brian for humans. I will not need a couple of beers after the review. I mean, we'll get to know the second class. That will be good or bad. The expansion will definitely change the game. I'm not necessarily so interested in the new class. I want to see what they're doing to the skill tree, right? Because the skill tree is going to lose its passives, more or less. And every skill is actually going to get meaningful changes that you can, like, do more with skills. That you can turn lightning into fire skills, that you can, like, I don't know, get bonus projectiles, that, like, whatever. But there will be more to finally do. There will be more build freedom, more build variety. This is obviously my hope. This is what I, like, you know, what I think, what I have seen. So that's where I am most interested for, because it actually just changed things. I want to see if they add Endgame. Well, there are war plans coming. How much Endgame that's going to be, right? We don't know. However, how do I say this now? I think Diablo has a good endgame. I know a lot, like, I'll get flack for this, right? Because obviously we are missing stuff. That undeniable true. Yes, we are missing stuff. However, the actual gameplay loop of Diablo in the endgame is a very satisfying one. I mean, you get to Torment 1, you work your way to Torment 4, you get activities to do this, you get your uniques, you get your mythics, all that kind of stuff. And it might be a very streamlined experience, but it's also a very easy to grasp experience that is kind of fun to do. It might be a checklist, but it's a fun checklist. Right? The info's coming in 2 hours, my friend. 2 hours. We get the big countdown here. Sorry, the countdown is not in the vertical stream. Should have put it there too. I'm a failure as a content creator. Are they adding an act to D2 or is it just a T? I mean, either it's an act or it's also a new class to D2. I've actually seen some, like, there were some leaked images and some rumors about an arcane caster for D2R as well. There was a Chinese leak, I think, something behind the scenes. So either that or that, but there is something major coming to it. I mean, I'm sorry you don't tease a major update and then it's like, oh yeah, we tuned the graphics up by another 20%. I mean, what is a major update to D2R going to be apart from a new act or a new class, right? What else could you add to D2R? That's the only options that you have. Best thing is we're going to see probably the whole roadmap for 2026. We're going to get a deep dive into the class system as they said. So that was at least the buzzwords, the promises, that they'll show us more of the new skill tree, which I am personally the most excited about. So more skill tree hype, right? And hopefully plans for the whole year, because I obviously want to know what Diablo is planning to do, maybe, with the new seasons. If they already have concrete ideas, or if it's going to be like, so the problem is that the new expansion is going to change things again, right? Just like Vessel of Hatred changed things. So the game is going to be different after the 3.0 release, because it's Diablo 3.0, right? So the game's going to be different. The game's going to behave different. The game's going to play different. And with a change that big, I wonder how much or how many more new seasons they have truly thought out already. because they obviously need to adapt to the new changes to properly, like, you know, balance then things again, to work things out, to see how people respond then in live. And I assume that like season 14 might be trash, and then season 15 is going to be interesting after the expansion again, right? D3 with the Darkening of Tristram. I actually don't remember what the Darkening of Tristram was. Care to enlighten? I could add Endgame to D2R, currently outside from what is available. I mean, sure. But I don't think that Endgame would be what brings people back. Like, don't get me wrong. I haven't played D2R now in over a year. And if they're now like, hey, we added a new Endgame activity to D2R, I wouldn't be logging in. Right? But if they say we added a new class or a new act or anything, I'm in. Brother, I'm logging in right now. I'm leveling up a character to the end of that. I am going. Right? Ah, that one. They added content from D1, basically made it look like retro. I remember seeing that, never playing it. Talking of Tristram rings a bell. Thank you. So yeah, that's kind of like what would make you log back into D2R, right? What would make you be like, wow, that's crazy? And it's definitely not going to be like, we added a new endgame activity. Sure, I mean, the people that are already playing D2R, they would be happy about that. But I guess that's not how, like, that's, how do I say this? Blizzard doesn't really think about the players that are already playing the game, right? They're also constantly, they're more constantly thinking about how do we get more players into the game again, right? How do we appeal to more? But how do we make the existing player base happy? I mean, the existing player base plays anyways. I mean, look at World of Warcraft, right? They're still playing. They're still paying. Don't even have to listen to them. Just give them something. What are they gonna do? Play New World? Yeah. What were they gonna do? Play Ash's Creation? The World of Warcraft killer? Right? Right, chat? Right? No? Too soon? There's the new class. 1 hour, 36 minutes, Mr. Smacker. Then the announcement will be announced. And then we'll know more. Not to sound negative, but even a little bit of content in D2R would make a near perfect game even better. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I've been submitting refund requests for Ashes of Creation. I hate to be the person that's going to say I told you so, but I told you so. Over the years, people have always been asking me, funny, what do you think about Ashes of Creation? I'll believe it when I see it, right? I'll believe it when it's actually released, when it's in front of me. Yeah, it was never in front of me. It was never actually released, right? I mean, you could argue that it got actually released on Steam. But no. Backing MMOs is the worst thing you can do financially. Yeah. I mean, the problem with MMOs is that, like, MMOs are inherently bad games. Like, how do we say this right now? MMOs are not good games. MMOs are a good package, right? They're a good social construct that has interesting things working together, and you're playing with people, and it's like a social experience, right? But the actual inherent gameplay mechanics of most MMOs are terrible. Like, most of the MMO mechanics are meant to be grindy, and they're meant to, like, repetitive, so you do them over and over and over again. And only because you're doing them together with friends and you're having fun together with others, and there's the social aspect, only that makes the MMO bearable. I know. But inherently, most MMOs don't really have good gameplay mechanic or like where, you know, if it was a single player game, you wouldn't play it. You know what I mean? Most MMOs would be a single player game. You would obviously play it. Like you wouldn't care for the gameplay mechanics and the grind and whatever. But since you do it with others and there are others in the world, and there's kind of like this, yeah. And I'm not sure if we're ever going to see the next big MMO, or if we're still going to be playing World of Warcraft in 50 years. Anything new in D4? 1 hour, 30 minutes, brother. Getting close. I think we're going to have to add the timer to the vertical stream too, so people have that, right? Let's see if we can add the timer to you, chat. You're not being too... Wait. Here, you got the timer in the vertical stream as well. There you go. Now you can see how much time there is. I saved you. The Riot MMO? Yeah, I mean, the Riot MMO could be, but it's not like the development of the Riot MMO has been without its issues. I mean, wasn't it close to being scrapped already? And then it kind of like... They kind of get traction back, and they just also let go all their fighting game people, right? Because their fighting game is kind of like a blunder. I mean, half of the team of that 2KO fighting game is also gonzo now. So it's not like I have high hopes in the Riot MMO. I mean, you're pretty much making an MMO for a bunch of League of Legends players. I mean, sure, people like League of Legends, right? People like the universe of League of Legends, but people, like, the League players are actually playing League. So I'm not sure, like, you're making a game for a fan base that plays a MOBA. That might just say, like, we don't give a fuck about you, MMO, end of the day. Who knows? But it's definitely the next thing that we have. I don't know, is there any MMO actually still in the making? There were a couple in the making, but now after the Ashes of Creation blunder, I don't have anything on my radar anymore. Anything even remotely as ambitious. MMOs have taken a quite the hit. Oh, there's another one down here. Let's go. Such a shame that Ashes of Creation got busted. The game itself had many interesting ideas, Martin. Right? But there was so much shady shit going on in the background, it's crazy. And I only skimmed over the surface of information so far, but even what you could find surface level with minimal amount of research is kind of like big yikes. Here's some small indie stuff, retro stuff. Yeah, but how good can small indie retro MMOs always do? If you consider that for an MMO to really be something that people play, you need a certain amount of player base, right? Chrono Odyssey? I mean, Chrono Odyssey really did not convince with their betas. I hate to say it. I mean, they would have to do a massive pivot to make up for their for so far what we all know about Chrono Odyssey. As much as I wanted Chrono Odyssey also to be like the next cool amazing thing. And right now I'm most excited about Crimson Desert, and I'm happy that it's not an MMO, right? I'm happy that it's a single player game that I can just explore until my arms fall off. It's gonna be quite intriguing. I think the combat was good in the weapon system, but that's all. Well, that's already important points. I mean, the main thing I, for example, loved about New World was that it wasn't tap target combat, right? Most MMOs are sadly still tap target combat. It's like tap and then just spam your skills. And to be honest, that's like, I liked that when I was 12, 14, 16, until I really didn't want to play that anymore and I wanted to direct skill shot my things, right? And not just look at a cooldown and then press set cooldown. And I wish New World would have released like 1 or 2 years later with all the improvements they have had like after those 1 or 2 years, right? Ah, man. That could have been something. And we had 1 million players at launch, chat. 1 million players on Steam. That is crazy. And the people they wanted, but there's just nothing really there. And that's why I'm playing ARPGs so much, because they at least give me a continuous stream of content, right? When I'm kind of happy with what we have with Diablo and Path of Exile 2, because it gives me over the year enough fun to play, even if there are no other games releasing, right? Let's say there would really be no other game coming out all year long. I would have enough to do with Diablo and with Path of Exile 2. Obviously, then, with other games also releasing, I'm really never going to get bored. No chance for that. But I cannot complain about the state of games. Dark open world RPG by the myth believes the brutal realities of the Slavic societies. Sounds good, brother. I still play PoE 1 right now. Never was a PoE 1 fan, so that one falls flat for me. But yes, if you play PoE 1 on top of PoE 2 and Diablo 4, then you have even more to do the year round. I mean, people might complain about seasons and ARPGs, but they allow us to get fresh new content. If you enjoy it or not, that's up to you, right? Always. Accounted for the announcement, Fricto. We're waiting for 30 years of Diablo 4. 30 years of Diablo. Sorry, not Diablo 4. 30 years. I watch single player streams because of spoilers. Totally feel you there, sir. That's why we make the streams and the videos. And we try to keep it spoiler free. Obviously for streams that's impossible to keep them spoiler free, right? Grim Dawn is underrated as hell. Honestly, it's just graphically not pleasing for me. Like, I know a lot of people keep telling me, Pony, you need to play Grim Dawn, but it just looks ass. I mean, the same as Last Epoch is a very fun game to play, but it also just doesn't graphically make my eyes happy. When I play Path of Exile, it has this, like more real graphic. We have Diablo, which just looks very beautiful. So these make my eyes happy when I play them. And end of the day, it doesn't only have to be gameplay. It has to be gameplay plus graphics. That is appealing. At least for me personally. I just don't need one. I need both. Martin, do you think? I mean, I do believe we're going to see something big for D2R. Diablo is in a, like, Diablo has to deliver at this point, right? I mean, imagine the latest big Diablo announcement. Okay, Chad? We had the Game Awards, and then we also had, like, remember when Diablo Immortal was announced? Remember that Don't You Have Phones, Chad? I mean, we don't want to have another Don't You Have Phones, correct? I mean, they just teasered, like, a big something for D2R. They teasered grand new plans for the year. They teasered big changes coming. I mean, like, don't you have phones, huh? Wink, wink. we don't want to have that again. I mean, they know how to fumble it. Even though, like, Diablo Immortal is one of the most like successful Diablos, right? Let's not kid ourselves. No matter how mad people were at Don't You Have Phones, Diablo Immortal is huge. And it's actually a good game. I mean, having Diablo in your pocket, childhood dream. That I never get to witness. Yeah, exactly. This is a 30-year. This is not just anything, right? This is 30 years of Diablo. I mean, like, this has a magnitude to it. This is a statement. Like, we're gonna talk the next 5 years pretty much about how they fumbled the bag, how they fucked it up. Unless they don't fuck it up. Unless they don't fumble the bag. What would be your favorite class? I want a caster, personally. Because I have the paladin, I hit, I throw my hammers, I throw my shields, that's cool. We have the Spiritborn, which I actually never really liked. I mean, I played the Spiritborn, yes. But even to this date, even to this point, I'm more like, yay, Spiritborn. It's not like I'm super horny for them. It's more like, yeah, way. I accept that Spiritborn exists, and that's about it. Ogin, I play with crossplay on, yes. Thank you for your 7 months, by the way, Ogin. Also, Leo, thank you for the 22 months. Appreciated. Headhunter for the 48 centuries. Dankeschön. I played Diablo 2 for 20 years and personally felt Period 1 was a more successor for D3. I mean, Period 1 was always meant to be that spiritual successor, so not surprised that you're feeling that way. I mean, that's what it was always meant to be, end of the day. Did I get more seasonal rank stuff done? I was looking to Tormented Echo of Endariel, Maiden of Anguish summoned within the Hangman's Hall. I could probably kill her on T2 quickly. Because I'm not sure if I can kill her on tier 3. Like, I have some damage, but, you know. Blizzard is in big trouble, Activision Blizzard. I mean, they got Candy Crush. Candy Crush is killing it. I think Diablo Immortal's also killing it from a profit standpoint. Last time I was watching you daily, you played Dota Underlords. Ah, we miss it. Sir, don't you make me sad. My poor Dota Underlords. What I would not give for a new auto battler with the same impact of Dota Auto Chess or Dota Underlords. I miss those. I mean, there have been many auto battlers, and the auto battler era was fantastic. I wish for more. The craze of having like Dota Auto Chess, it will forever be missed. Those were just some of my favorite times in streaming. But I just love these games, right? I spend way too much time with like these probability-based games. Way too much time. An unhealthy amount of time. And I would do it again. Defeat Tormented Harbinger of Hatred. Do I have the hearts? Yeah. Can you nuke Harbinger? You can, right? Are you fully done with Neo 3 or just taking a break, Rice? I mean, I beat Neo 3 completely once. I already have a second playthrough where we have just blasted through Act 1. We dropped tons of videos. Unless I want to now, like, hawk NG Plus until my arm falls off, there's not much more to do for me in Neo. And right now we're waiting for the 16th. There is going to be something interesting coming. Can't tell you more about that. Trade secret. Sorry, chat. Gotta wait. On the 20th, I think, was the D2R stuff supposed to come, the new season of D2R, and who knows if there's new content coming. Oh, panic. Wow, 2027, 2028. My brain only works in 2026 and the next X month, right? If something is not releasing urgent, then it doesn't exist. I'm still a big fan of the Harbinger of Hatred design. Like, just from a general design standpoint, how he looks. I like it. And right now, the most immediate game that stands out for me is going to be Season 12 of Diablo and Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert is just so much around the corner right there. Oh, that is such a terrible Griswold's Opus. I don't even want to talk about it. Big yikedoodles. Diablo fans hate D2R Immortal. Well, I mean, you say Diablo fans, sir. The loud minority hates Diablo 4. The loud minority hates Diablo Immortal. I mean, the numbers just speaking for itself. Diablo 4 is actually a success. Diablo Immortal is also a success. I mean, that the people on Reddit are crying like little babies. Sorry if I have to say like this. That the people on, you know, on Twitter are like, wah, wah, wah. This is the worst game in the world. Yeah. But the actual people that are playing the game are playing the game. And they're having fun.
What's left, you ask?
I mean, so far I've gotten all my money's worth out of Diablo, and that 10 times over.
I forge more than horseshoes and nails. What do you need?
And there will always be the diehard fans that are unhappy. There will always be the D2 players that will tell you that D2 is the best game ever made and no game gets even close to it. And that's fine. That you feel that way. Right? Yeah, are we ready for Torment 4? Still not sure if I'm actually ready for Torment 4. I've barely upgraded my gear with, what was it called again? I've barely, like, masterworked my gear forward. Right? Because I don't actually have the masterwork materials. Not really doing much in that direction. We have a large enough active player base that makes the review bombs irrelevant. I mean, with a franchise that is as old as Diablo, oh, see, this is what I was saying. Like, we're currently still at the point where we just bite the bullet really quick. With a game as old as Diablo, with as many changes, always be the people unhappy. But WASD, I think there's WASD, but I just play with mouse clicking. Mouse clicking, mouse clicking. Imagine playing with WASD. That's weird. Seriously. Right. However, I'm mostly mouse clicking because my arm can't just do WASD. Okay, chat, let's do it. This is 25 times upgraded, so we're gonna sanctify it. We got an affix upgrade, so useless. Wait, is that, like, which one is 25 out? This is 25 out too, so we can sanctify this too. Item quality increase to 25, yay. What we have? That one is 21. Oh, we need more. We need more material. I heard the PDR is underwhelming so far. The actual kill streak is interesting. Kill streaks are fun. Personally, I feel so. That being said, the items that you get. So there's something called bloodied items in Season 12. They're not interesting. Not even the slightest. They're like, yay. Yay. Why do I even bother? And that shouldn't be, right? If you release some cool new item thingy and the question is, why should I even bother? Not really what we're looking for here, right? Why should we even bother feeling? Class already released. 1 hour and 14 minutes, sir. We will know more. So I pretty much wrapped up the PDR in like 5-6 hours. I didn't have to play it more to know what's going to come with Season 12. It's going to be fun to play Season 12, but I think it's going to be a rather short-lived season. It is what it is. Not every season can be long. Some seasons are like a week. Some seasons are 2 weeks. I mean, the latest Path of Exile season was actually 5 weeks for me. which is extraordinary for an ARPG season. Like 5 goddamn weeks for a creator. That's huge. Give and take. Some longer, some shorter. I miss the set items from D3. Well, you're getting set items or set bonuses with a talisman. So we're getting a new item or a new buff called the talisman. And in the talisman, we're going to be able to slot rune words or some kind of stuff like that. And these rune words will be giving us set bonuses. I hope we get to know a bit more about how that exactly works today, because obviously we only know that it's coming. We know that it exists, but we have like zero details information. How would a set bonus look in Diablo 4, right? How would a bonus from a talisman actually, like, oh shit, we're in Torment 2. That's bad. I need to leave and go into Torment 3, please. Have you played Project Diablo? I've heard of Project Diablo, but I've really not looked into it. Still play Once Human? Nope. You mind? Haven't touched it in a long while because nothing meaningful has happened to the game. I know it sounds sad, but if nothing meaningful happens, no fun for me. Need meaningful things to happen. I'm so done with Paladin. I played Paladin this season, and I'm not going to play Paladin in season 12. Because Paladin did actually get a massive nerf, and the Judgment Paladin that everyone loved, and really like here, the one that I'm essentially playing here right now, that one won't work anymore. At least not the way how it's being played right now. So this Heavenly Spear spam, I tried this out on the PDR. Yeah, no. I mean, it was still performing good, but it was heavily nerfed. There's good inspiration between PoE and Diablo, Martin. Nah, I mean, I'm already very full with PoE and Diablo without adding more ARPG stuff to my roster. I mean, right now we play Neo, we play Code Vein, right? We're gonna plan to play Crimson Desert as well, too. So there needs to be some non-ARPG between all the ARPG, or you're gonna turn insane at some point. Can't only be playing those ARPG games. Need to keep it fresh. There's always cool new stuff to discover. I mean, Crimson Desert is going to be huge. Like, positively huge. Anyone else not excited for Crimson Desert? It's like, what are you even doing? Right? Well, that's a lot of ether. Hey, did they buff this? Because usually the Lord wave did not give that much ether. Did they buff this? Lord wave was an absolute lackluster ether wise. Or do we still have the special ether event running? I don't know. There was that special event for the... Infernal Hordes in Diablo 4. There's like a lot of ether here right now. Good wave, good wave. No Rest for the Wicked is breaking away from the modern RPG blueprint. No Rest for the Wicked, I'm so looking forward for the 1.0 release. I mean, if everything goes good this year, we got 1.0 No Rest for the Wicked, we get 1.0 Path of Exile maybe. Like, it's gonna be sick. Like, sick. Like, big booty amazing. Gonna be some major releases. Is Crimson Desert something to do with Black Desert? I don't actually know. It's from Pearl Abyss. Isn't Pearl Abyss also Black Desert? Developers? Publisher? I don't know. But no, it's kind of like its own game and its own universe, its own world. that's trying to be so damn ambitious that it might be too ambitious. But then end of the day, the Asians haven't disappointed us as of late. I mean, Where Winds Meet looked also like an extremely ambitious title. And look what they did. They pulled off an absolute banger that has so much more content to offer. A remake of D1. I mean, nowadays D1 would be mostly conceived as a terrible game. Don't get me wrong, D1 is fun to play as someone who actually enjoys the franchise. But if you give D1 to any player right now, if you would just release D1 the way it is, it wouldn't be perceived as a good game. It wouldn't be like, wow, D1, this is the greatest game I've ever played. No, certainly not. Don't really see like a D1 remake ever coming in that direction, right? I mean, you get the Diablo like Hellfire update that wasn't really a remake, but it at least makes the game look good. I played D1, was it last year in summer? In summer we had like a game drought going on, so we actually beat Diablo 3 again, we beat Diablo 2 again, we would just play through every one of these games, right, one time. Because we just wanted to see how it plays. We wanted to see how the Diablo 2 Necro felt versus the Diablo 3 Necro versus the Diablo 4 Necro. It was an interesting endeavor. Turns out that the Diablo 4 Necro is actually the worst, but I knew that beforehand. Like that, just the play Necro design of Diablo 4, right? Saying that as a Necromancer main. New season tomorrow. There's no new season tomorrow dropping on the 20th. There should be a new. When is D2R new season? Wasn't it on the 20th of February? Yeah, February 20th is Ladder Season 13 coming to D2R. That might or might not have anything to do with the actual content that is being announced tonight. You need expansion for the Paladin? Yes. If you want to play the Paladin, you need to buy the expansion. Same as with Spiritborn, if you have only the base game, you will never get the Paladin. Also, if you only have the base game, you'll not go to Scovis, the new region. You'll probably not see the new Endless Horde feature. You won't probably get the Talisman and the Horadric Cube, because I'm pretty sure that these are going to be features that are expansion exclusive. The Horadric Cube definitely. That's going to be something just like runes that you only get if you actually buy the new expansion. With the new region obviously too. With the Endless Hordes, I'm not entirely sure. The Endless Hordes is supposedly a new endgame activity. In case you missed that in the announcement, it was very, very shortly teasered only. Something called like the Endless Hordes. It could let us play D1 through D2R. That would be cool. It'd be really cool. Wow, the actual thingies we're getting here is terrible. Is the timer for the stream start? Yes, sir. We get 1 more hour. And in 1 hour, we get the announcement. We're going to watch the announcement live. And then I'm pretty much going to be staying awake to make some TLDR videos, wrapping everything up together that we learned. The usual. What new class do you think will be revealed? Well, I'm hoping for something Witch Doctor-esque, Warlock-esque, Cultist, Horadrim Mage. Something in that direction. Horadrim Mage, sorry. So that's what I would like to see, personally. A wizard. Not a sword, a wizard. Parry. A caster class, definitely. Not a fighter. Not a melee class. That's what I would like to have. Blood Knight, I mean, Blood Knight would be cool, but since we have it in Diablo Immortal already, I can't see it being their new class, right? I mean, how terrible would that be? Let's be fair. It's like, oh, hi, by the way, you're getting the Blood Knight, and everyone's gonna be like, yeah, yeah. I mean, not that people would be unhappy with the Blood Knight, but it would be like recycled content much. But I'm surprised that we haven't gotten the Blood Knight anyways already. Right? It's still a crazy decision to actually release a new class to Diablo Immortal that does not come to Diablo 4. And it would be definitely the easiest release for them, though, because they have everything down, as you say already. The whole abilities are down. They have already tested it in Immortal. So just put it down. New home is the land of the Amazons, yes. So it would make sense if the new class was something like an Amazon. However, the teaser picture does not look like an Amazon at all. So I do not believe in Amazon. Atin, well, the monolith or warlock seems reasonable, but all the images that we have seen so far, the leaks, they are very inconclusive. But I would assume that we get an Amazon mercenary. So, I mean, the new region is Amazon, chat, right? So why would we not get an Amazon mercenary? I would find that really cool. We haven't seen a new mercenary yet, but if we go to Scovis and then you actually get the quest to help an Amazon, and from that point on we have an Amazon merc, it'd be cool. I wonder if they're also going to expand on the merc concept, so if we can finally give our merc some equipment or not, instead of just a skill tree. Right? Because currently the merc system is very, very basic. But they're going to do some more to allow us to get a bit more out of our... we don't want to fight him because we need all our ether for upgrade mats. It'd be cool if we had a gun robot theme. I mean, we already had a gun robot theme, aka the Horodric Balls, that people hated. Well, wait, sorry. That the loud minority again hated, but it was one of the best seasons. I'm sorry, I'll die on that hill. Season 3 was killer. It was fun. The robot was fun. The only shit thing was farming Melphis and never getting that unique, specific, something. A tuning stone. Unique one. It was probably the only painful stuff. Apart from that, the season was fire, right? Yeah, Arbiter form represent angels. I mean, we have Paladin, we have a holy class. So thinking about a warlock is not very far-fetched, right? One holy class, one warlock class. Kind of makes sense. I just also want to see how Scovis is, because one thing that I find a bit sad is, so if you go for a description of the Scovis Isles, right, Chad? So Scovis is described as, Scovis is the main island of the chain, while Phileas, Lecunda, and Skatara are outlying islands. It's like a big island chain, right? And Scovis is a land of volcanic coasts, storm-lashed forest, and waterlogged ruins steeped in forgotten lore. I mean, the isle possesses a dense rainforest environment. Cool. Therefore, we're just having Nahantu again. I mean, it kind of sounds like Nahantu, right? Rainforest, ruins. So I hope the design is not going to be just Nahantu-esque. I was hoping for a more city design, right? Because the first picture that we have seen of Scovis was this one, right? This screenshot here of like more cities, more ruins, more of that instead of dungeon. It will be a Dex Strength class, but Dex Strength class is already the Spiritborn. Kind of. I mean, if you would have to call it anything, Spiritborn is your Dex Strength class. Oh, we need a new Int class. ASAP. Yeah, I just don't want to have another jungle theme. Nahantu was a miss for Witch Doctor. I felt the Spiritborn actually fit really well into Nahantu, especially with the whole accurate storyline and Mephisto going rogue and that kind of stuff. Well, I personally felt like that did fit. The biggest problem Vessel of Hatred had, that it like reworked the game so thoroughly, right? So Vessel of Hatred didn't just introduce Vessel of Hatred. It was the new level 60, the stat squish, the like all that kind of stuff, right? We didn't just get a new region. We got a whole new game. I mean, that was the start of Diablo 2.0. As we know it right now. Thank you very much for the Vispa. Accurate is from Xian Zai. I don't even know what that is. Unholy abomination.
It is done.
Major lore miss in my hand, as it seems. Look at us, chat. We made so many Paragon points this time around. My character's now how old? 11 hours old, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I haven't played very much of this season. Again, I was a bit too stuck with our friend. Path of Exile. But I didn't get to play this season. Much. So what is Xianzai? What am I missing there? That is the northernmost nation. The people of Xianzai worship 59 gods, but few are more revered than Zai, the exiled trickster god who travels the face of the world disguised as a humble merchant. Okay. Sanctuary of the northernmost nation. Mountain ranges are littered with arcane repositories and untold number of magical artifacts. Artist practitioners include the legal making of poisons. Hey, we could get a witch doctor back, right? Right? Hopefully PvP will get some love. Nope. Don't see PvP ever getting any love, ever. I mean, it's not only that we have a huge balancing issue from the class perspective, it's also that there's no inherent fairness between the classes. The classes that have banger mobility skills will always dominate the classes that don't have banger mobility skills. I mean, how is a Necromancer PvP wise going to keep up with a Sorg who can just teleport around? a rogue who can just dash around infinitely and those kind of things, right? How's that ever going to work? Answer is it won't. It will always be unfair. How hard is actually Asmodon to kill at this point? I mean, I'd like to see some instanced PvP in Diablo instead of just this weird open world PvP that we have. Don't get me wrong. Some kind of instanced equalized PvP. But even that would, again, not work. D2 had the same problems and PvP. Yeah, and the PvP in D2 was trash, Martin. I know there are people that glorify the D2 PvP, but it was trash, I'm sorry. It had the same problems exactly, and it was terrible. I know we're being harsh. Where does Scovis fit into the timeline? Scovis is the island of the Amazons. But Scovis also used to be the home of Inarius and Lilith. And the Horadrim have a couple of Horadric vaults there. During now the Lord of Hatred timeline, the island of Scovis is fighting against the cultist of Mephisto. And since Mephisto, during your stay in Ahantu, took on the role of Akarit at the end, I guess he's just roaming the world right now to be like, oh, look at me, I'm Akarit, I'm not Mephisto, ha ha ha. And he's probably, like, ended up in Scovis. That's kind of what we get going on there. Daenerys will get more story, but Daenerys is dead. DED. Gonzo. I mean, it would be nice to have some flashbacks, maybe, to Daenerys, some story parts, because, as you say, the island was the home of Daenerys and Lilith. So we might get some flashbacks there. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they're Gonzo. When I'm looking forward to an actual fight against Mephisto, crazy part will be, though, if we get an actual fight against Mephisto, and if we beat Mephisto, then we will need a spoiler to a new greater evil, right? Because the whole story started with Lilith. Lilith was the daughter of Mephisto. Lilith wanted to absorb Mephisto to become uber powerful. You beat Lilith. Mephisto escapes. Now we do not have any other inkling to the other brothers, right? So we know that Mephisto is back, and obviously Mephisto will do his utmost best to return his other brothers to the fold, right? To get them back running again. But yeah, I guess, I mean, they're gonna be this pivotal moment where we kill Mephisto, fight Mephisto, do something to him, and then it's like, Kata Belial, Diablo, whatever. And then the next expansion is going to bring Diablo or Belial. Or both. Right? Who knows? And then everything starts again. And then again. And then again. And then again. Timer get off. It's 44 minutes until it starts. No, it starts at 11 p.m., sir. The 44 minutes starts with a 5-minute timer. So you're not wrong, the official one shows 44 minutes, and at those 44 minutes, you're going to get an official 5-minute timer. because Gumby, it starts at 11 p.m. or 2 p.m., right? It doesn't start 5 minutes ahead of time. Only that the stream will go live 5 minutes ahead of time, but with a 5-minute timer. I think centering the series around Diablo was a bad move. I mean, was it? It was centered around Diablo, like part 1, right? Then part 2 had, like, with the expansions, more to come. Like, you had then the Lord of Destruction, amazing, absolute chef's kiss, right? With Diablo 3, you had then also was it the Asmodon arc? Yeah, was it the Asmodon? Yeah. So there were like, and then you had Hadriel too. Wait, yeah, Lord of Destruction, but Lord of Destruction wasn't Hadriel, right? Yeah, exactly. Then you had Hadriel, with the Diablo 3, the Reaper of Death. So I think it's like the base around Diablo, and it needed an overarching villain, right? Something big bad baddie. But that we then like started adding more and more to the game feels absolutely fitting. I mean, I personally have zero interest in actually fighting Diablo, right? What I want to see is more of what the world has to offer. Ah, yeah, Maltail. Sorry, Maltail. So I kind of still like that. I mean, the name is the game, pretty much. But it doesn't have to be about Diablo to be Diablo for me. We know there are these weirdos that keep complaining, you can't even fight Diablo, ha 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 ha. Yeah, who cares? I don't even want to fight Diablo. I want to fight everything else. Right? I want to fight Lucian. Chad, where's Lucian? Explain. Same, like if you go for the Diablo family tree, okay, Chad? This is the Diablo family tree. Big picture, please. So, this is the Diablo family tree. And it has Diablo as the primeval. You have Baal, you have Mephisto. Congratulations. But Mephisto has the kids called Lilith. And Lilith had had an Ares, right? But where's Lucian? Where's he? Where's he? The other child of Mephisto. We have the item called Crown of Lucian. So where is he? Right? Are we ever going to see... I mean, we're probably never going to see Tiamat and Anu. But on the other hand, there could be some time travel shenanigans, right? When we get Belial, we have Duriel, we have Andariel of Asmodon. So they're all kind of like knocked out. But the one that's missing is Lucian, right? And you still have some angels that could go rogue, like Maltail. I mean, Inarius is dead. And the way how it works is, if one angel dies, a new angel can be born, correct? Like, my angel lore might be a bit outdated, chat. It's been a while. But wasn't it that way that a finite number of angels can exist, right? Not an infinite number. A finite number of angels can exist at the same time. And if one angel would die, then a new angel gets made, right? So we're getting more angels again. That means there's going to be a new thing coming out of Inarius again. Somehow Diablo returned? Yeah, but Diablo was just put on the waiting bench. As it works with demons. If they would bring Tiamat back, then Anu would have to come back as well. Yeah, obviously. And it would be just funny to have like some time travel and get to play that. A new affix was added. Let's go. And an affix was replaced. Let's not go, because that was so bad. Yeah, the finite angel means one dies, a new one is born, and it might be like the new Inarius then, right? Lucian died in one of the game lores. Yeah, I don't have any clue about Lucian, right? We just know here that that's Lucian kinda. He's the Prince of Hatred. Fair as maggots over carrion. He claims no throne, crafts no realms, reigning over only a black and bitter heart. Some legends name him banished, while others dread his return. The son of Mephisto, brother to Lilith, right? Served as the leader of the Trione during the Sin War. Thing is, like, he's one of the primeval children, so he can also not really die, I guess, right? When does the new stuff go live? Well, everything that we're talking about is future music. So we're currently conversing about everything that will come with the expansion, which is the 28th of April. We're going to have on the 10th of March, 12th of March, we're going to have season 12. But season 12 has nothing to do with the changes that we're just talking about. These are the overarching changes that are coming with the new expansion, right? They're coming then with the new stuff. Also, whatever D2R is doing. So this is all that's going to happen with Diablo in the future. And we're very, very excited to hear what Diablo's future will bring. I was going to decide for a lot of people if they're going to buy the expansion or not, right? They're really going to go for it. I like how heaven is finite, but hell is infinite. I mean, it kind of fits, right? Gotta nerve the good guys. Gotta put some kind of downside on them. Lucian didn't die, he was banished from Sanctuary. Exactly. I mean, Lucian could still exist. So there is a potential. I mean, since it's all about a family feud, right? You have Mommy Lilith, you have Daddy or Granddaddy Mephisto. So, I mean, there would be a time for Lucian to appear. I'm just not sure if he has evil boy material, right? If he's enough of a evil guy to be the main leading character. I mean, with Asmodon was Asmodon Lord of Destruction? I think Asmodon was Lord of Destruction, right? Or was that Belial? I don't remember. No, Belial was Lord of Destruction, right? He really fit. He had the power to be that evil guy. As the main evil person. How did they reproduce? Sir, they'll find a way. The question is, if they reproduce the mortal way, did they do it in Lilith demon form, or did they do it in Lilith Mephisto form, right? Did she go all bony skeleton on Inarius? Or did she go mommy of Succubus there? Sorry, Baal, not Belial. Yeah, you're right. Belial is the deceiver. Sorry, brain fart. Mixing up my greater evils. Shame on me. Thank you for correcting me, sir. Yeah, Asmodon is sin, Belial was the deceiver, Baal was destruction. You're not wrong. I mean, I definitely want to see like some kind of return to heaven. I mean, I'm already sad that we never really get a hell map. I mean, we have the Infernal Hordes, yay, right? But we never really get a cool hell map. And we're kind of like, I want a heaven map. I miss those going in the Great Heavens. That I always found that pretty cool. Oh my goodness, I'm dying. It's really cool to go into the heaven. I wouldn't mind returning. Blizzard released the whole map of Sanctuary. One of the books came out with, I think it was the Book of Cain. You can find the map on Google. Yes, absolutely. I have seen that. There's also, like, if you actually buy Diablo 1, chat, on GOG. If you buy Diablo 1 on GOG, I have Diablo 1 on GOG here. This is GOG, right? If you buy Diablo 1 there, you get the PDF with a booklet that was included here, and that booklet is full of story. It's crazy how much you can actually learn about the Diablo universe. It's like the manual, but the manual at the same time is like 80 pages long or so, and there's story and more story and more story there. It's filled with it. It's crazy, actually. So, map of Sanctuary. Yes, thank you, sir. You're correct. There is the map of Sanctuary exists from the Book of Lorith, and you have like multiple maps of Sanctuary out already. Time. You have this. So we got so far our region here. Skoskan, Fractured Peaks, Tuldulra, Dry Steppes, Kavachak, Kazakhstan, Havazar, right? Then we had here the Hantu, right? The Hantu edition. We got Zhenjai on top, so that could come too. And down here you have the Scovis Islands with the main island Scovis down here, right? So we get Scovis, we get Lokander, and we get Phileas plus Skatara. And I would assume that we get all 4 islands to play through. It'd be a true shame if we wouldn't get them all to play through, right? There's also like a map with the more hilly region of Zhenjai with the Dreadlands here too, still with the Ariad Crater, right? Crater with the Shovel Wilds, the Canderous. All of this will probably be at some point be in D4. Lilith and Daenerys made their children out of clay with her blood and his light, if I remember it correctly. Okay, Wayne. If we can find it. Nah. Internet doesn't give me answers quick. Yeah, they made the Nephilim, right? But I couldn't find like pictures. How they did it. D5 will most likely be the second continent plus Zhenjai. I don't think they're gonna make D5 anytime soon, as they can just keep milking this one. I mean, like, why would you make D5 if you can have people just, you know, keep playing this one and just add more things to it? I mean, at this point, it might be more profitable to just keep harping on Diablo 4 and keep like developing on Diablo 4 and keep people playing Diablo 4 instead of making Diablo 5. I mean, adding like new content to the game is probably not that complicated. I mean, definitely less complicated than making a new game, right? Considering how long was the shelf life of D3 before D4 10 years, right? Correct me if I'm completely out of the loop here. I think 10 years we're talking about. So I just can't see it happening, right? At all. Anytime soon. It seems so weird to me. Yeah, D3 to D4. 10 years, wasn't it? It was also like, was it 6 or 7 years until the Necromancer was actually in Diablo 2, 3? And obviously things are moving faster nowadays, and you gotta develop faster because people are very impatient. People are very impatient. I blame Fortnite, made people impatient. You know, since Fortnite dropped so many good upgrades in its early years when it just got released, everyone nowadays expects every live service game to do the same. Why, your update cadence is too slow. I mean, there are people that want new seasons for Diablo every 2 months. I mean, preferable every month too. Like every 4 weeks, please, a new season. Thank you. 12 seasons per year. Appreciate it. Some people. Diablo 3 for PC has no controller support. Really? Kind of weak. It would make sense if we get all 4 islands. Honestly, if we just get Scobus Island and that's it, woohoo. I mean, I want all 4 islands. I want to be able to jump between them, right? Give me something that's maybe a bit bigger than Nahantu. I mean, give me something that's also worth to spend time on, because let's be fair, how often are you in Nahantu, chat? The only time I'm in Nahantu is for a Undercity run, which is rare, and if there is a Hell Tide. Otherwise, I'm in Karigar. You know what I still you know what I personally think is their biggest fumble about Nahantu? They made the Black Citadel. You all remember the Black Citadel, right? You maybe don't remember the Black Citadel, but there is the Black Citadel. And the Black Citadel has one of the best hubs in the game. What am I talking about? Well, there's like vendors there, right? There are the crafters there. Like the Black Citadel pretty much has everything. And for some reason they decided that, yeah, so you have to do the Black Citadel quest every season again. What? Why? Chat, why? Explain this to me like I'm dumb. But why do I have to do the same quest every single season just to get that hub? Right? So like here, there's this quest. It's called Crater of Lost Souls. Now, I use mouse and keyboard for Diablo. I'm not a controller player. I'm terrible with controller. At least in ARPGs. I don't like it. Is D2 getting a new class or a new act? But something is going to come. See, like if you every single season you have to go to this lady. No, it doesn't take that long, right? It's not like this quest takes so long. But why have us do this? I mean, I bought the expansion. I want this hub every single season to be the first thing where I can teleport to. The reason why they are not doing it is pretty simple. Because they obviously don't want all the expansion players to hang out around that spot. And all the non-expansion players to hang out around Karigar. But why am I being punished for people being terrible? Right? Yeah, I shouldn't have a worse game only because people don't want to buy the expansion. You do this, and then you jump over.
I'm too late.
And you talk to that man. And you go up. Jump on your horse to go further. Kill everyone involved. And ta-da, we're in the Ancient Nexus, right? This didn't even take me 5 minutes. But I am too annoyed to do this every single time again. But this Nexus here is one of the best hubs.
Stop where you are. You're not a caster, you're Christian. Then you saw what.
We still have to clear everything now, right? Arguably is better than Karigar because it has everything close by. Drew, good to see you there. Dead and dead. Oh, still not? This is how long I haven't done the quest, because I've done it 2 times, right? Start of the campaign, when it came out, and then in Act 7, I did it too. Season 7, I did it too. And after Season 7, I never bothered again. See, this is now the cool thing you're getting, right? You're getting an Enchanta, you have the Smith, we have a normal trader, you got the Armory, we got the Jeweler, and we got the Alchemist. And everything just like this, just so close to each other, which is plenty amazing, to be honest. And then you also have her as your Citadel vendor, who sells you actually cool scrolls. And technically even like gear, gem, and crafting caches, right? But for that, you'd have to do the Black Citadel. But this is like one of the best hubs in the game. But who goes here? Who does this, right? No one. No one does this. Yeah, I hate how you have to be a group to do the Citadel. Exactly. I kind of want to do the Citadel right now. I just want to blast through. But it is a team experience. This is probably the most failed part about the Vessel of Hatred. They made a team experience and no one wants to do it. I was at the Blizzard HQ, like, playing Vessel of Hatred before it actually got released. And the number one thing that we told them was, can we do this solo? Is there a way to turn this into a solo experience by any means, right? Because everyone knew that people will want to play this solo. I mean, this shouldn't come as a surprise that people were like, hey, can we actually play this solo? Who would have guessed, right, chat? Who would have guessed that people are wanting to play this solo? Oh, yes, everyone would have guessed. Oh, no, Chico, I'm good. Thank you very much. Like, this character, today is pretty much the last time where we play this season. I mean, we're gonna check out, obviously, what... we're gonna watch the anniversary announcement, and we're gonna cover everything, and we're gonna make our videos about it. But I'm not planning to play much more of this season. Actual play, right? I'm happy we put the time in. Paladin was fun, but again, Paladin is also heavily nerfed, right? Because they're taking Castle out, or pretty much they're nerfing Castle, which loses the Paladin 400% damage, chat. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, losing 400% damage with the Castle balance. My Castle's obviously too strong. There's no questions about it. Castle is too powerful. Right now, it's a 478% bonus. So obviously, Castle needed a nerf. However, the new Castle only gives you a 90% bonus. So that kind of stings. I only play solo myself. Exactly. So as a solo, you should be able to go into the Dark Citadel with your mercenary. Right? So what do we have the mercenary for? That should have been the use of him. Either you play the Dark Citadel with others, or your mercenary is kind of like the others. But hey. I have 3 kids, so I'm limited time to play with friends. I don't want to play with randoms. Exactly. However, the Dark Citadel can probably be done with randoms. However, if you do it with randoms that have no clue, it's going to be painful. Because the Dark Citadel is actually difficult. Right? You like, if you want to do it in Torment 4 for the maximum rewards, you actually need to have a good Torment 4 character that is actually decent. You can't just go with a willy-nilly shitty Torment 4 character. And you got to go in with someone who understands the mechanics, or it's going to be a struggle fiesta. Oh no! We died. Yeah, it's definitely one of their big fumbles. They wanted to try out something new, and like, let's be fair, it's good that they tried it, chat. I mean, it's obviously sad that one of the sales arguments of Vessel of Hatred was the Dark Citadel. It was the big thing, right? Buy Vessel of Hatred, play the Dark Citadel, cool new content, whoop. So it was nice that they tried out something new, but at the same time, it was kind of tone deaf, because that new was absolutely nothing anyone ever asked for, right? Hey, let's put forced team content into an ARPG. Bold move, Cotton. Bold move. A game that I guess 90% of the player base plays solo, right? Let's put in forced team content. A reason being because someone in the upstairs of Blizzard thought this is going to be fire. Right, 1 up for experimenting, but 1 minus up for not really understanding the player base, I guess. I still wonder who like made the executive decision that we would do that, like multiplayer content in an ARPG, right? But hey, JP, good to see you there. Thank you for being a longtime YouTube watcher. Also, Fred, thank you for offering your Mythic Prankster key. Wonder what percentage of players actually did that content. See, Saphis, my question is, by making the Dark Citadel, and by making the Dark Citadel team content, I mean, I would assume that Diablo makes data-driven decisions. So their data might have told them that there are actually tons of people out there that play as a team. Otherwise, I could not understand why you're like, you know what? Team-based content. That's it. Uh-huh. We should make a dungeon where you need to be 2 people that are good. Our data backs that up. And for some reason, I don't believe that, Chad, right? I might be jaded here, I might be the only one, but I don't believe that the data is showing that most people, the majority of the player base, is actually playing as a team. I mean, maybe a bit World of Warcraft that people will love it. I mean, the main premise of Diablo is still that it's actually a multiplayer game. At least that's what Blizzard still thinks, right? They're like, look at this great interconnected open world where people can meet each other. You know what happens when I meet another person in this game? I'm pissed. I'm like, get the fuck out of my Helltide. You're making it harder. And you're useless. And your face stinks. And I hate you. Right? Or I'm going to teleport here to the PvP area, and I see, great, the Whisper's up for the boss, and I teleport in, and someone killed him. And I'm like, fuck you. I hate you. I hope you die. Right? I just teleported here to kill that boss. I didn't teleport here to not kill that boss. Waka, good to see you there. So for some reason, whenever I meet another player in the game, it's just a bad experience. It's never like, thank you for your help, sir. Wow, you're so strong. This is super useful. Not completely true, because if I actually make a twink character and I go into a Helltide and there's someone running around with like level 60 and he's already like fully, and he keeps summoning like Duriels or the Hell Maiden, and you kill like 10 Hell Maidens in a row, yeah, that's actually cool. Right? That's cool. But those situations are very few and in between, and not the norm. And as you say, AFK on Asmodin, terrible. Yeah, no one likes that. But in 9 out of 10 times, you're just unhappy about other players. You're not happy about them. And I dare you to disagree. Give me a new druid form. Hey, I'm still mad that we got werewolf and bear, the most cookie cutter forms in existence. When I get, yeah, druid, nature, werewolf, bear, but last time I checked, the forest is full of more creatures than a bear and a werewolf. There's more stuff. I could technically turn into a boar human, like a Tusken Raider instead. Why does it have to be a werewolf? Why does it have to be a leopard warrior like the Spiritborn before? Why can't it be a tiger warrior? But no, it had to be bear and werewolf. Creativity. I think they should just make stuff scale. Like for world bosses, there's only one person present. Let the HP and damage scale for just one person. If there's more than one, I mean, the world bosses scale up with more people. That's why you don't want to have a lot of people at your world boss. I mean, obviously, if you're alone, it's still going to be difficult and it has quite some HP. But the more people are at the world boss, the more, the stronger he actually gets, the beefier. And that's why you don't want to have under-level people here. Because if you have under-level people there, it's going to be shit. Most of the time I see a player who wants to leech and wait until you use 3 hearts with a Blood Maiden. If you don't, they port to town and look for someone who does. Yeah, Arbrin. You're not wrong. I mean, the best thing I could do right now is just go AFK and have these guys kill him, right? I mean, in this case scenario here, I'm obviously happy about very strong players that destroy Asmodin for me, so I don't have to spend so much time here. Yeah. Squirrel druid to bite enemies' fingers. Hey, it could be a ginormous squirrel. Like a beefed up version. D2R all day. I'm not a biggest D2R fan. I mean, for me personally, D4 is my favorite Diablo. I know, burn me, Chad. But it's the Diablo that I spent the most time with and that I enjoyed the most playing. It's not that I dislike the other Diablos, it's just that this one is actually, for my personal preferences, the most fun to play. Might come as a shock. I mean, same for PoE 2 over PoE 1. Also, my favorite PoE to play. Maybe I just have terrible taste, who knows? D4 graphics are pretty smooth. I actually installed D2R. Chad, here. D2R is installed. Oh, that's Diablo Immortal, sorry. D2R is installed. We can play. And I did that because I just wanted to vibe a bit. I wanted to see how the game felt with the D2R announcement coming tonight. Because obviously we're excited, right? We're really looking forward to it. Only a couple more minutes. Boom. Come on, give me good loot. It's the second Asmodon we have now killed during the stream chat. Damn. Is it? No. This is 30 Years of Diablo, sir. So 30 Years of Diablo is a Diablo announcement. It's a announcement for Diablo Immortal. It is D2R. It is D4. So this is the future of Diablo's franchise today. They're gonna tell us everything about everything. Okay. Left, right, and center. Oh, did I just get a new cosmetic, chat? Damn, horse trophy. Let's go. Look at me, absolute gamer, chat. Did I maybe finally finish the Foreign Heart was here too? Tribute of Endurance. Yeah, I don't know if D3 is gonna see any announcement. Has Diablo 3 said anything? No, not really, right? They haven't really told us if there's anything coming to that game. Sorry, lads. No hype for the Diablo 3s. Only sadness. Yeah, only D2R, D4, and Immortal, right? D3's ripped. Big rip. I think they're going to keep that D2R reveal also for last. They're going to start probably with Diablo Immortal or Diablo 4. Then do Diablo Immortal or Diablo 4. And then last but not least, they're going to be like, oh, and by the way, D2R. Boom, boom. I don't see them doing it early. It's going to be like the last thing. I'm just waiting for the first Berserker 2. Shepard, shouldn't we get a DLC for that one as well? I think we should be getting a DLC for that. Who's excited for the skill tree? I got the notepad out, Chad. Oh, wrong notepad. Right notepad. So it's the Diablo 30-year announcement. So I can write things on the side. Do you think they're going to say anything amazing for Season 12? No, absolutely not. Season 12 is going to be as good as it is, Cocoon. People will play it or not. We all know that Season 12 is literally just the in-between of 11 and 13. I mean, surprise, right? It's just the most minimal, minuscule, tiny season that will give us absolutely no big information, no big gameplay. So, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, would I enjoy if there was more too? Absolutely, but not expecting anything. Next, Diablo, we hitting Mephisto. Yes, with the expansion, you're gonna be hitting Mephisto over and over and over again in the face. Do you think it will be paid content for D2R or free upgrade? I reckon it's free. Because if they, I mean, they did make us pay for D2R. I'm not entirely sure. Did they make us pay for D2R $30, right? If they would now make me pay for DLC for that game, I would be not, I wouldn't buy it. No matter what they do. So I would reckon it's for free. And the idea is to make people that haven't bought D2R finally buy D2R. That's the only what I could imagine. Because honestly, if it wasn't for free, I wouldn't care too much. Right? Sanctify is not going to stay in the game. No, Sanctify is gone, and it will not return anytime soon. There might be a mechanic like Sanctify coming back, but it was pretty much for them a test of a new way to do things, right? But Sanctify is definitely gonzo. I mean, the expansion itself is introducing too many things for Roderick Cube, Talisman, and that kind of stuff, that they can't just keep the Sanctify, because that would limit a future design space, pretty much. Because we had to buy the Necro in D3. Well, the Necro in D3 wasn't just the Necro, sir. That came with an expansion, right? So that was more than just that. Also, that was during D3's prime. So during D3, actually doing D3 things. I mean, D2R is basically the old, right? I mean, imagine they're like, hey, $15 for the new D2R expansion. And you're going to be like, what the fuck did you just say to me, you little shit? Right? $15 for D2R. Like, how about you step on a Lego? I mean, Fakun, the problem with Sanctification is the same as with Chaos Armor. The reason Chaos Armor didn't stay in the game is because it would severely limit design space for the future, which is still sad because Chaos Armor was like one of the best thingies they have ever done to the game. But it kind of limits what they could do with like new seasons and new item systems, and yeah. I do think they should return something like Chaos Armor, give us the opportunities, because obviously Chaos Armor was just straight up brilliant for the game and the build making of the game. But yeah, I think we need a system like Chaos Armor, but that we can influence from the side, that's overarching over every season. So if the Talisman, if the set bonuses would give us something like Chaos Armor, that would be cool. My guess is if there was ever a season to skip, it would be season 12. Don't burn out before the X-Pack. I mean, you could just play it for a week and just be happy about it. Get your seasonal reward that is there. I mean, I still have to finish my seasonal rank here to get myself the laurels. It's gonna take you a week. I mean, again, my character here is, what, he's 12 hours old. I think I'm not gonna take more than 20 hours of actual gaming time to finish the seasonal rank and get like all the rewards available to me. So shouldn't be too hard to wrap that up properly for anyone involved. Oops. So premiere will begin shortly, chat. That's at least what they're saying. We got 5 more minutes. See, I told you the 5-minute timer, Chad. So the countdown into a 5-minute timer has started. We're very close. Let's get this done here quickly without dying. Because yes, we're still dying. I'm sorry, Chad. We actually nuked her really quick. Awesome. So let's get this one up. Because that's the real damage. Getting these now up. Starting, chat. 5 more minutes. The hype is real. Let's crash the game. I just alt F4'd the game. Diablo doesn't like to get alt F4'd, by the way. It really doesn't. Ow. Quality 360p. Sorry. Let me remove the ads in the top left corner for this so you see everything. Okay. You will have to tell me if it's going to be too quiet as soon as they start talking, guys. I can push my bar up way higher, so no worries. We get like double or triple the volume left. I just hope that their audio is not screwed up again. I gotta say, for a $1 billion company, their audio setup for live streams is horrible. And I don't know how they can't get it done. To fix that, you know? Just me. I mean, that they're also just streaming here in 1080p is actually pretty weak. It should at least be 2K, right? So easy. AV1, good picture. I want you on my side. I want you at the same time. Gumby, let's go. I got the notepad ready so we can write everything down. I'm still sticking with my Warlock prediction, guys. Warlock prediction, okay. Amazon Mercenary. We're getting all 4 islands, not just 1 island. Can't say much about the skill tree rework. I would say rather a new act than a new class for D2R. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Getting a new class in D2R as well would be cool, but it wouldn't be as exciting as actually playing new content, right? What would you prefer if you think about playing Diablo 2 Resurrected again? And with playing everything with a new class, kind of like, yeah, cool, but it's still the same. Getting actual new content, right? That'd be great. KD content, yep, feel you. Isn't Warlock the same as Sorcerer? That would be different. No. I mean, Warlock would be harnessing demonic powers instead of elemental powers, which can be anything from actually summoning demons or empowering yourself with demonic incantations, right? Like beefing up your own strength, like giving you demonic enhancement, like ginormous gloves made out of evil energies and that kind of stuff. It can definitely play completely different from a Sorc and a Warlock, kind of. Because a Warlock is more than, you know, flinging around a few fireballs. Steve, howdy partner. George, thank you for the Prime subscription as well. George, good to see you there. Appreciate it. Endgame improvements. I'm not expecting too much from War Plans at all, to be honest, sadly. But hey, maybe Endless Hordes will turn out amazing. Bigarimas, thank you for the Prime subscription. Thank you for the 3 years of support. Bigarimas, welcome back. You saw his foes summoning demons in the Paladin teaser video. I mean, the Paladin video was fighting against Akarit, sir. Mikey. That was Mephisto he was fighting against. Okay, 30 years of Diablo Chan. Oh, damn, that's going to be a trailer. By the way, did I make it a bit too loud?
Welcome to the Diablo Spotlight. This year, we'll be hitting an incredible milestone. 30 years of Diablo. Over 3 decades, we've experienced 5 different Diablo titles, each its own expression of Sanctuary. We've embraced new evolutions in technology and the action RPG genre. Our latest installment, Diablo 4, recently revealed its next chapter, Lord of Hatred. The grand face-off with Mephisto is coming, Prepare for the reckoning, because this is a battle you do not want to miss. Diablo Immortal is also heating up. The First and Last King brought us major updates to the storyline, the full release of the new Sharval Wilds, and new Heliquary bosses. The Immortal team will be joining us today to share more about what's coming up this year. Then there's Diablo 2. This game means so much to me. Diablo 2 Resurrected was the first game that I worked on right here at Blizzard. The original game is what got many of us into the ARPG space and still stands today as the pinnacle experience for those of us who love the genre. If you're here for Resurrected, hold on to your health potions, folks. Topping it all off, this is a BlizzCon year. Today's spotlight kicks off Diablo's road to BlizzCon 2026, and we're thrilled to have you with us. To start this 30th anniversary celebration, we have a very special, very dark surprise.
Okay.
How can knowledge be evil if it saves a soul? Should a king tell us how to fight? The church, they uphold the light while we die in the shadows. I denounce the light. I now seek power in the primal, salvation in unholy scripture.
I am a heretic. I break the bones of the damned, build altars of blood to call the darkness.
I have walked amongst demons, found strength in shadow, kinship and madness. Damn the light! I will suffer my own path. I will learn the foul ways of a forbidden tongue. To bind them as a tool of my vengeance. Blender's traitor, outlaw, warlock.
Let them hang us for what we've done.
But when darkness comes for us, it will see hell screaming back.
Yeah, Necro, but more Necro, but different. Okay, Warlock class. Oh, and it coming to Diablo 2. What? Oh, and Diablo... What? Diablo 2 Reign of the Warlock? Ah, damn. They wouldn't, chat. They wouldn't.
I get chills every time I see that, and the team has been all in bringing this to life.
Absolutely. The amount of effort and passion poured into this update has been a true labor of love.
That takes me back to when you and I first started working together on Diablo 2 Resurrected, and I got to see firsthand how deeply you and the team care about this game and the community.
It's amazing to see how far we've come, and that this community is still here, still active, and still loving the game. With that, we're so excited to announce Reign of the Warlock, a brand new major update for Diablo 2 Resurrected. This is the first time in 25 years that Diablo 2 is receiving a new playable class. I've seen so many sunrises playing this game, beginning from when I was a teenager. I still haven't put this game down decades later. To bring the Warlock to life in Diablo 2 Resurrected and see it manifest across Diablo 4 and Diablo Immortal is a massive dream come true. Being able to provide even more for the Diablo 2 community is very special to us.
Diablo 2 has an incredible legacy, and with Reign of the Warlock, Resurrected is stepping into its next era.
As the 8th class for Diablo 2, the Warlock is disciplined, ominous, and incredibly knowledgeable. For years, the Warlock lingered in the shadows, studying secrets no mortal should know. Now, they abandon theory for practice, bringing their dark craft to the battlefield. When it comes to gameplay, the Warlock dominates demons, binding them to his will and consuming them when it suits him. First, summoning. Warlocks can summon 3 distinct demons: the Goatman, the Tainted, and the Defiler. Each is a different tool in the Warlock's arsenal. But the summoning is just the beginning. The depth lies in his ability to bind or consume nearly any demon found in the game. Binding a demon allows the Warlock to benefit from the demon's unique abilities. You can only bind one demon at a time, but doing so strengthens both the demon and the Warlock. You can also make the choice to consume the demon, remove the demon from play, and literally absorb their essence. This grants the Warlock temporary buffs and traits that can vary between what demon you consume. No matter what demon you draw in, you'll gain increased life and movement speed. Some may grant plus to all skills, some may even grant auras.
And that's just the beginning. Between summoning, binding, and consuming, we're talking hundreds of combinations. And the best part is you can mix and match. Bind a demon for its aura, then absorb another for its resistances before summoning a third to fight by your side. It's a sandbox of dark magic.
I mean, sounds fun.
Outside of mastering demonology, the Warlock can also be a pure caster who channels chaotic magic, hellfire, and destruction.
We're thrilled to introduce a bold new way for players to embody the Warlock fantasy, an approach that blends dark mysticism with raw power. In close quarters combat, the Warlock manipulates weapons with his mind, levitating and hexing two-handed weapons with a flick of his wrist.
Seems a bit weird.
Our Warlock class is a challenge, a puzzle, and a reward, all wrapped up in a brooding scholarly package.
But Reign of the Warlock isn't just about the new class. The team has also been dropping evolutions in gameplay as well as some quality of life updates. Let's start with one of our favorite playgrounds, Terror Zones. In Reign of the Warlock, there's a new way to control the battle. You have the ability to earn consumables and choose which act becomes terrorized. While an act is terrorized, every zone within it becomes supercharged, offering an elevated difficulty and greater rewards. This puts you back in the driver's seat when reaching the highest levels in the game. And the consumables required to activate them are fully tradable with other players.
In Hell difficulty, you'll encounter something new, Heralds of Terror. These hunters stalk players like easy prey, and each one becomes exponentially more dangerous the next time it finds you in a game. Conquer a terrorized act boss, and you'll have a chance to uncover statues that reference something familiar, but in a new way. Combine all 5 statues in the Herodric Cube to unlock a brand new pinnacle boss encounter against the Colossal Ancients.
Colossal Ancients are a big deal. These battles are tough and designed to push your skills and builds to the next level.
So,
we put you in control, letting you choose how and
right?
where you want to play, with a truly legendary goal to chase. Colossal Ancients are built as a next evolution of a feature that Diablo 2 players already love.
Level 1 Warlock,
they keep the
until
spirit of the
down
classic experience
with the
intact
release of the Warlock.
while layering in more control, more challenge, and more reward.
Reign of the Warlock also contains many quality of life features you've been asking for. Let's start with loot filters. These are built directly into the game. No external mods, no third-party tools.
Damn.
You can create your own, share them with friends, or grab community presets like Start a Warlock and plug them right in. It's simple, flexible and totally community driven.
Then there's advanced stash tabs. We've added more of them, and for the first time ever, items in your stash can be stacked. No more juggling 99 gems across 4 pages. You'll find dedicated tabs for materials, gems, and runes. It's cleaner, faster, and way less tedious.
I would have never
Finally,
thought Diablo would actually do
the
it.
Chronicle. Players have been tracking their collections in spreadsheets and third-party websites for years. Now, we've brought that experience in-game. The Chronicle lets you track every item you've ever collected.
Huh.
Uniques, sets, rune words,
That's actually
all
cool.
in a freshly designed UI that even tells you when and where you found it.
That's actually
Most importantly,
cool.
you'll unlock rewards you can show off to your friends. We also wanted to honor the way people have played Diablo
They're
2
really,
for
I mean,
decades.
this is impressive
Whether you
so
prefer
far.
Diablo 2 Classic or want to keep playing Resurrected, you can. Reign of the Warlock lives in the same client, with your existing characters safely separated.
If you want to bring your character forward, you can transfer it. If you got a character in Classic, move it to Resurrected. If you've been grinding in Resurrected, carry it into Reign of the Warlock. You can't go backwards, but you can always go forward on your terms.
Reign of the Warlock wasn't built in a vacuum. Creators like Mr. Llama, Gymnasium, BT, and Kano have been deep in the dungeons with us, playtesting, theory crafting, and giving feedback on everything from class fantasy to stash flow. So if you've ever played Diablo 2, no matter when you first journeyed into Sanctuary, this is your moment. Come celebrate with us. Reign of the Warlock brings brand new ways to
Oh,
play
when
for
does it
everyone,
release?
and we can't wait to see more sunrises with this community now and for the years to come. But we've been saving the best for last. Reign of the Warlock will be live today.
You motherfuckers. You terrible. You terrible. You terrible. Oh, I wanted to sleep. I wanted to
This
sleep.
is all hell
I have D2R
marching
installed.
forth. Let us begin.
Chat, it's installed. D2R is installed. Well, we know what we're gonna play.
These creatures of darkness shall yield to me.
Chat. D2R. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Oh, the microphone isn't really low. It's just that everything else is really loud. Okay, we got new rune words, we got enhanced stash tabs. But if they bring enhanced stash tabs to D2R, we gotta get them for Diablo 4, right? I mean, chat. For real. Can you update right now? Is there an update? Yeah, so we're gonna play it, Chad. Warlock. Aye.
Dive into Diablo 2 Resurrected right now on Battle.net, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Plus, with your purchase of Reign of the Warlock, unlock some exclusive cosmetics for Diablo 4 and World of Warcraft to show off your dark allegiance across realms. So get in the fight and stop bending demons to your will.
So there you have it. We've kicked off the 30th anniversary with a huge update to Diablo 2 Resurrected. But the celebration doesn't stop there. Starting today, you can enter our Voice the Warlock contest on Instagram. It'll be judged by the Warlock himself, Rahul Kohli. If you want to join, tag @PlayDiablo and add #VoiceTheWarlock for a chance for you and a friend to win a trip to London for Diablo's Infernal Symphony on June 6th, 2026. Official contest details are available on our blog. Next up for our 30th anniversary celebration, let's turn our attention to Diablo Immortal. a perfect bridge connecting the legendary
Diablo
tales
4 has to
of
wait.
Diablo 2 and Diablo 3.
Okay, let's see what Diablo Immortal has. I mean, D2R was great. Happy? I'm gonna play.
Diablo Immortal is 3 years into its legendary journey. It's been incredible to see millions of players carve their path through Sanctuary, and somehow, the demons still haven't learned their lesson.
Not for lack of trying on our end. You all have been relentless.
And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome.
Diablo Immortal was created to bring that classic Diablo dungeon
Reign of the
delving,
Warlock, 25 bucks.
chasing magic to the small screen. And for many of us on the development team, it's a love letter to the moment we first stepped into Sanctuary.
I remember my first step vividly. My brother was actually the one who introduced me to the game.
25.
He told me it's a
Oh, they
really
shanked
fun
us so
game.
hard.
But
But I'm gonna
it
buy
might
it
just be a
because I
little
want the
too
new
scary
stash ups
for
and everything.
13-year-old
But
me. I spent a couple
Oh,
of
they're
months
milking
sitting on the
chat, they're
sidelines,
milking.
watching my brother brave the horrors I couldn't
Warlock
face
is coming
quite
to
yet.
D4 as well, yes.
Today, I am pleased to say I overcame my fear and fell in love with Sanctuary. And my brother, he now works in finance. I am so proud to be part of the Immortal team, which is why I'm happy to kick off our anniversary celebration by announcing the arrival of our very own Warlock.
After the events of Diablo 2,
Guys,
the rediscovery
I'm
of
gonna buy
Visualize
it,
magic
so
has
you don't
sprung.
have to buy it, okay?
Our Warlock is even more reckless with this dark power than her predecessors. She's here to save the world, but she's going to do it her way, wielding the tools of hell to push back Sanctuary's demons. In her eyes, anyone who refuses to fight fire with fire is simply naive. She's not hiding her powers away. She's daring you to challenge her.
We built the Warlock for our players who love hovering on that very thin line between hero and villain. When it comes to power, the Warlock practices the ancient art of the Visualize, magic so dark it was buried beneath Sanctuary long ago. In Immortal, that legacy lives on. She can open portals to hell, summon demonic weapons from the Hellforge, and of course, command demons. At the heart of her arsenal is the Soul Gorger, a beast powered by devouring other demons and absorbing their traits. We've designed a monstrous maw that stretches from its mouth.
Okay, so they're pretty much telling us the same again, but just for Diablo Immortal, right? Can't wait to hear the same again for Diablo 4 as well. Right?
In her main hand, it's a demon head, not just a scalp, a literal freaking demon skull. In her offhand, a sacrificial blade. These unique weapons fuel multiple skills, spewing fire, slashing holes in reality, and summoning and chaining demons.
Alongside the Warlock, we're also releasing a dedicated origin quest, a little appetizer that explores her backstory. It's a journey into the shadows and a chance to understand what drives our new class. We'll have more updates as development continues.
Okay, I bought
Now
it.
let's talk
Guys,
about a
Warlock is bought.
Warlock-centric location.
GG.
Ludgolene is back and grimmer than ever before. We've honored the legacy of Diablo 2 Resurrected by preserving key landmarks, the gates, the central plaza, and the architecture that defined the city for a generation of players. But because this is Diablo, its beauty and history
D3
have
is
now
not
been
gonna see anything,
desecrated
sir.
by a
I'm sorry.
demonic occupation. We've also expanded and split the city into 2 districts, the Common Ward and the High Ward. The Common Ward is chaos incarnate. Graffiti of blood, hanging bodies, and corruption seeping through the sewers. It's a bustling town where you meet a motley crew of artisans. Elzix, Farah, Drognin, Meshif, Atma, and many others.
By contrast, the High Ward is eerie in its elegance. The buildings are refined, but darkness has soaked into their stones. To move Ludgolene's architecture forward in time, we took inspiration from real-world Moroccan cities with vibrant patterns and rich
Ludgolene looks
textures in
great.
every corner. They create a stark contrast
Yeah, I mean,
with the
D3 is getting
layers of
absolutely nothing.
violence and decay
Everyone is
that
getting
define
something but
everything in
D3
Sanctuary.
and D1.
And beneath Ludgolene, in its dungeons, you'll find carvings of Visualize runes, remnants of
Kid Mephisto,
ancient
all the
summoners
updates
who
they talked
practice their
about
dangerous arts
are
here
only
in
coming with Reign of the Warlock.
The Warlock
So you're not
story
going to get a loot
is
filter in
literally
D2R, as I
carved
understand.
into the undercity of Lut Golin. The more you explore, the more you'll uncover the truth about a dangerous power that's only as good as its wielder, a legacy of mastering dark forces and sometimes being mastered by them.
We're nearly ready to put the Warlock into your hands. The class is scheduled to arrive this June. In addition to the Warlock,
I gotta wait
we've
till
got
June.
other world-shaping stories coming to Immortal this year, and they begin with our next big bad. We're witnessing the triumphant return of the Maiden of Anguish, the Demon Queen Andariel. In Immortal's story, Andariel is 10 steps ahead of us.
That's a great
She's
Andariel
conquered
design.
Lut Golin and sent her barges sweeping across Sanctuary, abducting people to drink in the anguish of an entire world. For what purpose? You'll have to play to find out. With Andariel, we're emphasizing the horror of fighting a being that wants you to drown in your own
June,
torment.
I mean, the idea is
Not
you
just
buy
the scary
D2R
things
now,
you see,
then D4,
but the
and then
ones
you play
feel
Diablo
in
Immortal.
your gut.
And you
Everywhere
pay for
that
all three.
Andariel touches becomes claustrophobic and harrowing.
To make Andariel's anguish-inducing design instantly recognizable, we've refreshed her classic look. She's domineering, equal parts regal, and sadistic. And she hasn't forgotten how things ended for her the last time she walked Sanctuary. Now, she's driven by nothing less than a desire for dark godhood, to stand supreme among her brothers with a new approach to the eternal conflict.
Our story in Immortal's 4th year sends familiar places and people into an era unlike anything Sanctuary has yet seen.
We've got a packed year ahead, and our roadmap deepens the world of Diablo Immortal even further. Beyond the Warlock and the expansion of Lut Golin, we'll be rolling out a new subzone each quarter, complete with wanted monsters and bounties. We're
Immortal's
also
eating
adding
good.
a new battleground
Better than
event
Diablo 4.
and continuing to improve the system, drawing upon your feedback. We'll be making updates to classic zone events,
54 has the stash
summoning
update
new
from
Halkuri
D2R.
bosses,
D4 can
adding
finally
new
become mid.
ambient quests,
Ask
and
Ralph.
improving the PD timer for legendary gem drops. And we'll share more as we get closer.
We want story and gameplay to move together, with each update pushing our boundaries and making Sanctuary feel more alive.
To celebrate today's spotlight, we've got a promo code available for all players. And whether you've been with us for a while or jumping in for the first time, join us on our Discord and be part of the conversation. This 4th year story in Diablo Immortal is a tentpole moment, scattered with heroes, villains,
4 years of Diablo
big
Immortal already?
piles of
Really?
corpses,
Damn.
and let's be honest, even bigger piles of loot.
You know, much like Emil, playing Diablo at 13 haunted me, in a good way. It woke me up to the Gothic style that I still love so much today. It was fast-paced, transgressive, and it had the best character progression of anything I'd ever played. Diablo was a revolution in the way I thought about RPGs. The beauty of Sanctuary is that it's hope tangled with terror at every turn. As designers, we're hungry to answer the big questions about this world. What kind of earth-shattering events lead to the era Deckard Cain called the end of days?
And what scars run so deep that people would rather barricade their doors than risk the world outside?
What demonic plots reshape Sanctuary and set up the age of Diablo
That man
3?
is very excited.
What
the other one,
ushers in
not too enough.
the time of the Nephilim? We've barely scratched the surface, and there's so much more on the horizon for
D2R,
Diablo
you need
Immortal.
to buy the update,
Thanks
25
to
bucks.
you. We want to give a massive thank you to all our players for sticking with us and helping make Sanctuary what it is today. We're so happy that you're part of Diablo's 30-year legacy.
Now
bought
let's
it
turn
so
our
we can buy
gaze
it,
towards
so we can
Diablo
check it out
4.
tomorrow if
We're
it's
about
even
to
worth it.
introduce the second new class in Lord of Hatred, dig into brand new features, and talk about big updates coming to Endgame and core systems. Let's get into it.
Oh, there's more? Okay.
Diablo 4 has come a long way since launch, It's been amazing to see this game grow into something bigger, sharper, and more ambitious than ever. And honestly, Zavin, one of my favorite things is to see players push every system we build to its limits.
Yeah, our players don't sit on the sidelines. In fact, I'm sure they're all over the comments section right now, and we love it. It helps us understand not just what's working, but where we can evolve.
This expansion builds on everything we've learned so far. Class balance, endgame, core systems. This is our chance to take all of those core pillars and push them even further. So today, we'll be diving into new features, a new region, and a new endgame. But first, let's take a look at a new class, the Warlock.
Across the Diablo universe, we will get to watch the Warlock evolve. In Diablo 2 Resurrected, they honed their earliest arcane powers. Then in Diablo Immortal, their journey takes a rebellious turn, embracing darker forces and forging their own path. Now in Diablo 4, the Warlock stands at the height of their strength, fully unleashed and ready to shape the fate of Sanctuary. This class is all about turning the wrath of hell against itself, with metal chains, flames, and utter destruction. The Diablo 4 Warlock is like a heavy metal album cover come to life, fighting fire with fire. We have so much more to share about our Warlock, enough that we're dedicating a full developer update to Warlock on March 5th. That's where we'll go deep on the class, their lore, gameplay, and more.
So we're
For
getting
now,
shafted today.
let's talk about how the Warlock and our other new class, the Paladin, are central to the themes of Lord of Hatred.
Many of you have already been playing as the Paladin, experiencing their holy might firsthand. With the Paladin representing light and purity, Warlocks are their darker counterpart, anti-heroes harnessing the power of hell. This duality is central to the theme of Lord of Hatred.
Was the real image,
It's
the
the
leak
eternal
chat.
conflict between angels and demons, with humanity stuck in the center.
As you play through the campaign, prepare to be drawn into a tale where Mephisto's shadow looms even larger. It's an unfolding saga of hatred, treachery, and the search for salvation, building towards a reckoning that will leave a lasting mark on Sanctuary. The campaign unfolds in Lord of Hatred's new zone, Skovos. Skovos is a dangerous land, visually inspired by ancient Mediterranean landscapes. You'll explore rugged coastlines, mountainous highlands, ancient temples, and more monster variety than ever. Skovos is the birthplace of humanity, where Lilith and Inarius began it all. You'll see the Blessed Mother and the Heavenly Father carved into the marble structures of Temis, the capital city.
Temis is the bustling epicenter of Skovos. Marble walls, eerie elegance, vibrant patterns, and rich textures all blend to create a hauntingly beautiful landscape.
Looks like Titan Quest.
There's a town square teeming with whispers of the firstborn. You'll uncover secrets of the Ascari, the primevals, and the ancient wars that shaped the world. It's a place where every corner tells a story. Plus, we built Temis to be the ideal endgame city, crafted to streamline your access to everything you want once the campaign is concluded.
While we keep the story under wraps for now, let's talk about Endgame in Lord of Hatred and one of its major new features, War Plans. War Plans give you more control and depth in how you experience the endgame. You create a playlist of up to 5 activities, drawing from endgame modes: the Pit, Infernal Hordes, Hell Tides, Nightmare Dungeons, Lair Bosses, and the Undercity. Pick what you want, pick your rewards, and jump in.
As you complete activities through War Plans, you'll earn progression towards a unique skill tree for each of these activities. These trees let you customize and modify how each activity plays. You can change the rewards, tweak the monster spawns, even bring features from one activity into another.
I'm not
One
mad.
of the best parts is how War Plans makes the endgame more accessible. If you're a new player or returning after a break, you can just pick your playlist and start playing, learning the systems as you go. But for veterans, there's a ton of meta progression and build diversity to explore. War Plans are really about letting you shape your own endgame experience. You decide what you want to focus on, what you want to avoid, and how you want to play.
Atlas Tree.
And for those of you seeking an adrenaline rush, we're also introducing a hyper rare event called Echoing Hatred. If you're lucky enough to find a very rare Trace of Echoes golden ticket in a loot drop, you'll gain access to the Echoing Hatred event. There, you'll face infinite waves of enemies and escalating difficulty. Each run feels different, with randomized monsters that force you to adapt your build and tactics on the fly. The deeper you go, the more intense the encounters become. Each wave will test your mastery of the mechanics and resource management to the point where we might even throw multiple bosses at you at the same time. The longer you last, the better the loot. And how long you last is completely up to your skill.
I know the entire team is excited for War Plans and Echoing Hatred, but this might be a good time to talk about the why.
After the campaign wraps up, that's when the real journey begins for a lot of our players. Endgame isn't just a bonus, it's what keeps you coming back to Sanctuary.
And it's more than just adding new events. We want these features to feel meaningful, quality of life changes, like making activities more approachable, or letting you customize how you play make a huge difference.
There's nothing worse than feeling lost after the credits roll. With features like War Plans and rare events like Echoing Hatred, you get new goals and reasons to experiment even after returning from a break.
It's all about giving you control and variety. Endgame should be as interesting and rewarding as the story. That's why we're so focused on quality of life improvements and fresh features for everyone. Now, let's talk systems updates, which also feed into this philosophy. These updates will completely refresh how you build your power your way. Let's start with skill trees. We've seen the joke that they're more like skill twigs. That ends here. With the release of Lord of Hatred, every player will reap the benefits of a completely overhauled, massively expanded skill tree system. The changes are built to give you more customization than ever before, right from the moment you start playing. No more waiting for random item drops or late game progression to really flesh out your build. Now you'll have meaningful choices and options in your skill tree from the moment you choose your first skills.
We're adding new customization options to every single skill across the entire tree. It isn't just a small tweak. It's a major disruption to the current class system. Our goal is to make theory crafting go much, much further with more complexity than ever before.
For instance, take the Sorcerer's iconic Hydra skill. Previously, you could only boost its burning damage or ramp up its critical strike potential.
Yes.
With the revamped skill tree, you can fine-tune Hydra to your unique playstyle. Want your Hydras to attack faster or last longer? You can choose to have their attacks trigger explosions or continually burn everything in close proximity. You can even completely transform the skill, turning your Hydras into Frost Hydras to unlock new combos with all your other Frost abilities. The new options let you experiment with every possibility as you refine the build that's most fun for you.
And we're not leaving any class behind. Alongside the Paladin and the Warlock, every class will be getting these updates, and they will be available to all players, regardless of Lord of Hatred ownership. Each class will get more than 40 rework choices and over 80 additional options. Lord of Hatred owners are going to get even more, with over 20 additional transformative skill choices.
On top of the skill tree overhaul, we're adding a brand new itemization system, the Talisman, and with it comes the return of charms and sets. Here's how it works. Once you get your Talisman, charms will begin dropping in the game. For a charm to be active, it must be placed inside your Talisman. Charms can be of any rarity, but the set charms have the greatest potential. Equipping multiple charms from the same set will unlock additional set bonuses. With the Talisman, charms, and sets, you can customize and fine-tune your characters like never before with the powers of the greatest Herodrum.
And speaking of Herodrum, Lord of Hatred comes with the Herodric Cube.
There it is.
A legendary tool for a legendary way to craft. You'll combine rare materials, unlock additional properties, and forge items that fit your playstyle. The Herodric Cube is the beginning of your chase for late-game greatness, opening up new opportunities to shape your journey and pursue those ultimate rewards. It's a heartfelt callback to the Cube in Diablo 2, now reimagined for Diablo 4's itemization. Next, loot filters. They've finally arrived. You've been asking for this since day one, and we've heard you.
Loot filters.
Whether you're chasing uniques or filtering out junk, Loot filters give you the right amount of
don't think
control
they're
over
needed,
your journey.
FYI.
While we're so excited to finally be adding loot filters to the game, we are going to continue to listen to your feedback and stay committed to refining loot filters over time to make sure that it works for you.
This is shaping up to be quite a year for Diablo 4. Perfect timing for Diablo's 30th anniversary. I've been playing Diablo for as long as I've been gaming on PCs, starting with a burned copy of Diablo handed to me by a friend at school. Discovering the game's randomized content blew my mind, and soon I was playing Diablo 2 online at PC cafes, eventually diving into modding and joining Blizzard. I've been a proud servant of hell ever since. We hope this year's expansion and all its new features spark that same sense of discovery and excitement you felt when you first stepped into Sanctuary. Whether you're exploring Skovos or reaching your greatest potential within your class fantasy, or simply celebrating another milestone with the Diablo community, we're grateful to have you with us. Thank you for being a part of this adventure.
When darkness comes for us, it will see hell screaming back.
It is so cool to see the Warlock class rise across the Diablo universe. From the scholarly manipulator, to the punk rock demon commander, to the metal powerhouse. This tells a story that spans generations, illuminating the legacy of the Vajari and the strength of those bold enough to wield its forbidden power. You can dive into the origins of the Diablo Warlock and so much more right now in Reign of the Warlock, live today in Diablo 2 Resurrected. We love bringing Sanctuary to life, and we're grateful that you could join us to help us kick off Diablo's 30th anniversary. On behalf of everyone here today and the Diablo team across the globe, thank you for being a part of this journey with us.
I mean, as announcements
Are we
go...
clear? Are we good?
All right.
Oh my God, they're gonna freak out at BlizzCon when we announce it.
You know, as announcements go, well done. There could have been more. There could have been less. Yes, it's annoying that we have to pay for Reign of the Warlock. But you know what? It was a good announcement. I'm not mad. I would have liked to have more of a view in the future, though. No, Deviler, I think stash tabs might still come. They're not just shown yet. By the way, let's just start D2R quickly with a Reign of the Warlock and just have an eye on him quickly, right? We can also go back in the VOD and check quickly over the stats because we didn't have time. They went just way too quick over this, right? They didn't really let us have a view of the talisman. They just jumped over that. So obviously I want to like check that again. I mean, the interesting part here, it says recycle uniques too, which means you can go on the cube, transmute 3 equipment or talisman items of the same type into a new item of that type. So we can also just put like multiple uniques, I think, in here. They hovered over it to just create something. We got Diablo 2 Resurrected. And can I make a Warlock? Ah, there it goes, chat. Warlock command. Game version, and you can choose Reign of the Warlock. See, there he is. Can we see the skill tree?
Good day.
I don't even know how to open the skill tree. Jesus fucking Christ! I don't. I don't like. What button was the skill tree in a character here? Skill tree T. Okay, you get the Keldridge Demon. So, Demonic Mastery, Summon Goatman, Death Mark, Blood Oath, Summon Tainted, Summon Defiler, Bind Demon, Blood Boil, Consume. Summon daggers to be around you. We got the Chaos Bolt, Miasma, Chains, Lethargy, Rancor, Entropy, Flame Wave, Ring of Fire, Apocalypse. And the new stash tabs are here: Gems, Materials, Runes. This has to come to D4, and it's not even close as well, right? So, that loot filters here too, right? So everything's super easy to go for. We will definitely play this tomorrow. I can't play this tonight, guys, because I'm almost awake for 24 hours. However, what we can do is we can look here into this because I wanted to see.
Unlock.
See, okay, so Phobia of the Narrow Eye. It gives us 2 to rapid fire and poison resistance. And it says Nilfor's Narrow Eye. 2 set would be when you cast a marksman basic skill, you gain a stack of Vengeance, which grants increased movement speed and increased damage for your marksman skills. Vengeance stacks up to 5 times and loses 1 stack every 4 seconds. Ergo, this is on top of what you're doing. So your character is as strong as he is, plus the ranks to rapid fire, plus then the bonus damage. While you have Vengeance, you gain 1 Dark Shroud Shadow every 2 seconds. You also gain 25% damage reduction whenever you have at least 1 Shadow, and knockback clones enemies when you lose a Shadow. That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Did they show more? Okay, so this was 2 ranks to Heartseeker, crafting material drop rate up, right? But did they show the other one in the middle? So you go for Talisman, then you get the cover. Good. Horadric Seal of Honor. Off of Honor. Horadric Seal of Honor. Off, chat? Off. Is that correct English or what? The gear affixes will be random rolls. Okay, Steve, that's good to know. That's wrong, right? I'm not crazy. This is yeah, big typo. So it says 45% total armor bonus, cannot have more than 5 sockets, but can equip 2 unique charms. Okay, so if you have this Horadric Seal, then it unlocks 5 charm slots, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 6. And we can equip 2 unique charms if I wanted to. But we cannot have more than 5 slots. So 5 slots, and then we can put them on. Okay. Wait. Show me that one. This one is rapid. There's one, the rapid fire one. That is 3 to smoke grenades. So I assume these are random. So we got to collect a lot of them and then trade them probably also because they're hopefully not account bound. If these were account bound, that would be annoying because you really want to trade them to get the right ones, correct? Invigorating Strike. Oh, that's a passive actually. Oh, damn. And bonus experience. What? Holy hell, chat. If you can get 46% bonus experience for your grind to 300, that's useful, right? Other way, Echo, Alice, GT, Swamp Monkey, Dazin, Eric, and Saturn, Slappy, thank you all for your subscriptions. And Cobra plus Anonymous, thank you for the gifts. Yeah, there's 6 potential to unlock, but that one couldn't unlock all 6. I'm a bit sad that we didn't get to know more about the Warlock. What I wanted to see here is the skill tree, because obviously the skill tree is kind of mad. So you got the 3 specializations, right? And you get the passives here right now. So these are passives that we have been having before. But I wonder if these are all, like if these are passives specifically for the skill, or if they're passives that you still want to take. Because it would be annoying that I have to go for a skill to then get passives. By the way, Summon Debt, Chad, Skeletons, is actually getting 3 passives here as well. Look at this. The core skills. Chad, core skill. Ladies and gentlemen, up here. Skeletons are getting a core skill. Oh, fuck me. Or it looks like a core skill at least, right? Because see, this is Sever. There, that is the core skill territory. This is Blight. This is obviously the passive. See, there is something, whatever this is, Chad. But it looks like, I mean, this looks, is also the symbol of skeletal mages, if I'm not mistaken. So right side is skeletal warriors, that's skeletal mages. But it wouldn't make sense why that under core skills, because you get it later. Right? I mean, we're going to play Warlock first. That's not a question, right? Personally, I will start with Warlock on the expansion, but then I will swap over to obviously the other classes too. Jared, name of the 380 bitty titties. Jared, that's very kind of you. Okay, let's see what these special things were here for. Okay, Hammer of the Ancient quakes outwards and deals more damage. And then you had the Hammer of the Ancient forms a seismic line that slows enemies hit by. And the last one is casting Hammer of Ancient summons to the same area for damage each. If burning enemies are struck, Hammer of Ancient explodes. Hammer of Ancients now deals fire damage. See, there's still going to be the one best choice out of all three. There's no question, right? But we still have options. And I think options is what we're all looking for, right? The chance to do something different. Like they said with the Hydra, that you have the opportunity to turn the Hydra from fire into ice. It's obviously cool because you could then scale her with ice damage, and everything you have ice related will actually scale the Hydra as well. So that's obviously nifty and will never be terrible, right? Dave, can we see the last seconds of the video? They literally said in the last seconds of the video, they're gonna look really amazed when we show them at at BlizzCon. So they're literally teasing that at BlizzCon they have a big announcement. And the only big announcement they have would be Diablo 5 or whatever, right? But Diablo 5 would be silly. Saint, in order to play the Warlock, you need to buy the Warlock. You need to go into shop and buy Reign of the Warlock. Costs 25 bucks. I know they intentionally deceived us and didn't say that it would cost money. I already bought it. Okay, let's go over to the War Plans chat. Where was War Plans now? We had Talisman, we had the Cube, we had the Loot Filters, War Plans. Okay, so War Plans. I need to see the skill trees. So the War Plan, you pretty much choose what you want to do. And then each activity gets their skill tree, which is obviously Path of Exile, right? In Path of Exile, everything has their own skill trees. And that kind of makes sense. But how much, like, how does this work? Like, what do we have here? So we got here, this is the pit. Then you got lair bosses, hell tides, tree of whispers, nightmare dungeons, whatever, right? Undercity. So the Undercity. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things to choose from. And probably by playing the Undercity, you're going to level it up, complete War Plans with this activity to progress. So you're going to actually play the things to get it forward. That's Nightmare Dungeons. Okay, so that was Undercity, Nightmare Dungeons, and that is Infernal Hordes. Yeah. Okay, Infernal Bargain Opticide. You no longer gain gem fragments in Infernal Hordes and instead gain bonus Opticide. That's crazy. Because at some point you just have the gem fragments and you don't need gems anymore, and then being able to get more Opticide out of it is fantastic. I mean, this is obviously nothing special, but it's exactly what you're looking for to cater the content to what you're doing. Right? Diablo 1 remake, like Diablo 2 Resurrected, all solid. I have 0 predictions in any form. Okay, Asteros Amalgam. The Amalgam of Rage can ambush you during a boss fight within a Nightmare Dungeon. Killing the Amalgam of Rage in Nightmare Dungeons can drop unique items associated. This is what they said, that normal things can go into other activities. So by choosing Asteroth Amalgam, I can boost my Nightmare Dungeons further, that when I then do Nightmare Dungeons, I get more out of it. Beast Assault. When fighting a boss in a Nightmare Dungeon, the Beast of Ice can sometimes appear and attack you. What I wonder is, if I choose the Beast of Ice Assault, okay, and if I choose the Asteros Assault, can I have both? Chat? Could I have both attack us? Or only one? I mean, I'm all for this because you might have missed this before, chat, but I said I like the Diablo 4 endgame. I think we have a good endgame in Diablo 4. So war plans with the additions here, they fit really well. I'm not mad. We're getting T5. No, we're not getting tier 5. The T5 is currently only for season 12, but it's not really T5. So this is definitely going to fit right into like making Diablo better, but it's not going to make people return, if that makes sense. So this is a great change for people that play the game. But if you decided that you don't like the Diablo endgame, this is not going to make you come back. Correct? In the trailer, they showed us tier 5. In which trailer they showed you tier 5? I mean, the beginning trailer here, I've not seen anything about Torment 5, my friend. That would indicate that. It was in the Infinite Dungeon portion. Infinite Dungeon portion. Here, you're talking about the Echoing of Hatred. With Heart, Expert, Penitent. I don't think that that's tier 5. I think that's the way how it upgrades. Because you, like, it gets harder and harder. So this is not Torment 5. You misunderstand. Okay, I see your confusion. This is Torment 5 difficulty. Right? This is just the for the waves. Because we're getting Torment 5 already in season 12. Chat. I don't think we're getting Torment 5 as an actual tier to play. It's just Torment 5 difficulty. That's my assumption. Because season 12 is also going to have Torment 5 difficulty. It's a good spot, Rudloff. You're not wrong. But I would assume since season 12 has Torment 5 with the Bloodied Nightmare dungeons, then I would assume that this is the actual, like, you know, they're fine-tuning the Torment 5 difficulty. That is kind of like what I assume. Good spot regardless. Yeah, there's a Torment 5 set Anubis. You can do Bloodied Lair bosses in Season 12. That's Torment 5 bosses. And you can do Bloody Nightmare dungeons, and these are Torment 5 Nightmare dungeons. You can also do Bloody Infernal Hordes that are then Torment 5 Infernal Hordes. So yes, there is Torment 5. But it's not a jump as much as Torment 4 was. It just makes things somewhat harder. But you don't have a Torment 5 open world in Season 12. But I don't think it's going to happen in Season 13. Okay, I'm really happy with the Talisman because it is exactly what I wanted it to see. That makes me very pleased. Yeah. That means we're going to have to go offline now, Chad. I'm going to have to make a TLDR video from the Diablo 4 announcements. And then I'll be back in 8 hours from now with a D2R stream. Does that sound good to you? So I got Diablo 2 Resurrected installed. I have the Reign of the Warlock on. Okay. We can play this. I will make the video, release the video, wrap up everything in one package with my thoughts, and then we'll play Diablo 2 Resurrected tomorrow. Okay? Very much looking forward to it. I think that's going to be cool, and I can't wait to share this with you. So thank you very much for spending your time here and hopefully enjoying this announcement with me. I mean, it's so cool to have so many of you with us. I'll be now making this TLDR video, so give me like an hour or so, and you can, if you missed all the news, have everything wrapped together. Okay? Thank you very much for coming. Have a great